Stadium, November the 27th. It's Friday Night Football on LSC, your local sports channel.
Good evening, everyone. Mike Arthur along with Paul Rowe, Brent Musgrove, Bob Hinch down on the field with sideline interviews. And I tell you what, it turned chilly tonight as we have the Eastern Regional Championship game between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Lake Taylor Titans.
Let's clarify one thing, Michael.
It is chilly.
It's cold.
You're always
it's
cold.
Cold, folks. It's cold.
He's the only guy I know of that could be 50 degrees and he'd be sitting up here like it's 30 degrees, just chattering away. Well, let's talk a little bit about tonight's game. It's the Eastern Region Championship game between the Phoebus Phantoms, undefeated against 10-2 Lake Taylor. I think everyone realizes that we were hoping it'd be a little different game tonight. For those folks who didn't see it, of course, the Hampton Crabbers won a game and then turned around and lost a game via the referee, all on the same play. So instead of Hampton playing tonight against Phoebus, we have Lake Taylor playing. Let's talk a little bit about Phoebus. Phoebus undefeated this year, excellent team again.
Not just an excellent team, they're a very, very, very excellent team, Mike. But it goes back to the fundamentals of football. Phoebus is renowned for the fact that they continually grind and grind and grind, and they run the ball, and they have a great offensive line, they have a great defensive line, and everybody knows what to do, and they can put one person in at one slot and then take that person out, put somebody else in, and they still do the same thing. It's tradition. It's a system that they have at Phoebus, and they just run it better than anybody else.
Well, they have the same coaching staff that they've had here for years, with the exception of one. The head coach, of course, is Bill D, has gone on to better things over at you. Stan Sexton has come back in here after having a couple of years over at Warwick and has taken over the head coaching spot for the Phoebus Phantoms. And speaking of Stan Sexton, let's send it down to the sideline where Bob has Stan down there for an interview.
All right, thanks, Mike. I got Coach Stan Sexton here with me for the Phoebus Phantoms. And, Coach, first of all, congratulations getting to the finals of the Eastern Region.
Well, thank you. Anytime you get to this point in this region, it's a big accomplishment. And this is one of the toughest regions in the state of Virginia, if not the East Coast. And to get to this point is a major accomplishment for the kids. They've worked hard, and hopefully we can keep moving on after tonight.
You've done a great job with you and your assistant coaches. But I want to go back to last week's game, and we had that delay of game on the defense. I kind of explained it that it was like mimicking their signal count, but that's not what it was it?
No. What we do is we work all year. Our line makes a red or purple call, and what that means is we think it's going to be a run or a pass. And so, when we get down there and we make the red or purple call, it just so happened, from what I'm hearing from the referees and the kids, saying one of their snap count calls was purple. So when we called purple, they jumped off sides, and so they ended up giving us a delay of game penalty for that, which is, if you are mimicking the snap count, it is a delay of game penalty. So.
Well, they could have changed.
Yeah, I agree with you. It seems like the defense is always the one's got to change, though.
All right, now let's go to the game that neither one of us got to see, but I've seen the replay of it, the Hampton game against this Lake Taylor. That call in the overtime, a lot of people are really upset about it. You watched it. Just give me your take on that, Coach.
Well, I look at it, I don't want to make anybody mad, but, I felt like it was a touchdown. If they would have called a penalty for aiding the runner, it should have been 2nd and 7. And, you didn't hear a whistle blow. I just think it was a bad call all around. Unfortunately, they came out on the short end of that. They had the opportunity with the field goal, and Lake Taylor came through and blocked that. So, it was an unfortunate situation, but I know Coach is going to have those guys ready to play next year.
Yeah. Okay, now this Lake Taylor runs a split back V. Tell me a little bit about this veer.
It's an option. They come down, they're reading triple option. Sometimes they'll run what you call outside veer, where the fullback is coming off the outside leg of the tackle, which puts a lot of pressure on your end. And against aggressive teams, it's a tough play, so we had to make a lot of adjustments in practice to work on that.
Well, you've got a good coach that makes good defensive adjustments, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, Coach Narvert is, I think, the best they come, He gets in there, he studies the game, he's a student of the game, he's always looking for an advantage, he's always looking for something new to get out there and work on.
All right, now, I looked at your defensive line and your linebackers. You got 2 seniors, and that's it. So you got to be happy about that.
Oh, I'm real happy about that. Those guys those guys come to play each week. Right now, they're the ones that consistently each week has been a big part of this team's success. So there's times when the offense has been producing, and yet those that front 8 has come through with big plays, keeping teams, causing turnovers in, the other end of the field, and we're able to take advantage of those things.
Well, let me read these young men off. We got Jonathan McLean, Trevor McGugan. If I could get blown away here. Zach Williams, DeQuan Romero, Breon Key. All right, Justin Lyles, Chaz Robinson, Anthony Cooper. Now, Robinson and Cooper, the only 2 seniors. So you got to be real pleased with these guys. And they make adjustments during halftime on the field. How do they do that?
Well, they're constantly always trying to make adjustments. They come over and give us good information when they come off the field. What are they doing? What are they seeing? Is there anything different that we haven't seen on tape or, seeing them in scouting? And they're good about giving us the information where we can make our adjustments, and coach can adjust the fronts or adjust the coverage way we need to be.
All right, Coach. One last question, and I know I ask you this every week. Well, what do you expect from them tonight, defensively and offensively?
Well, offensively, I expect them to come out in that veer look. They have run some of that wildcat. They got good athletes, so they haven't put a lot of points on the board in the last couple of weeks. I think they're trying to do things to get their offense jump-started. Defensively, they're very fast, very physical. They play a very aggressive style of defense, and they're bringing the house just about every play, and they live by the adage, live by the blitz, die by the blitz, and they're saying they're going to get you before you get them. So we are just going to have to be able to control the line of scrimmage and be able to move the ball and do some things to try to put them in situations where it hurts them.
Well, where they're uncomfortable. Coach, It's always a pleasure talking to you, and I just want to, again, glad you're back over Phoebus. Congratulations getting here, and good luck tonight.
I appreciate it. Thank you guys for everything you guys do. You guys do a great job.
Thanks again. All right, let's go on upstairs to the we're going to have the, not the starting lineup, but we'll have the sponsorships tonight. We got the sponsors coming.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Fort Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. By Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home. Located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, they've been serving Peninsula families since 1909. And by our newest sponsor, Coliseum Central, located right in the heart of Hampton Roads between Armistead Avenue and I-64. More than 700 friendly businesses wait to serve you in one compact and convenient location. Coliseum Central. Get centered.
No golf this week, Bob.
None at all.
A little bit sloppy. I just left the clubs in the car. But let's talk a little bit about this game tonight. Before I do, I just want to let you know that what information I do have, we've had to gather for some other coaches and officials because I was unable to get contact with the coach from Lake Taylor to get him to return any information. Bobby Pennerbacker helped us with some of the roster, but other than that, what we've put together with through some assistance of some other people in the area.
And we do want to thank Mike Smith.
I'd like to thank Mike Smith for helping me out with some of the things from last week's game and some of the players for us to look for. So going with that, let's start off and let's let you start where we're going to go tonight.
Well, you heard Stan Sexton say that, they got to control the line of scrimmage. He told me, he said, this defense is scary because they just don't care. They just come at you. They are 5'2" with a monster. They'll bring the strong safety up, put him on the strong tight end side. Sometimes they'll have, 8 men on the box. Mike Smith said sometimes they had 11 in the box. So this is a scary defense. Offensively, they're kind of suspect. They're just not as good on the offensive end as the Phoebus Phantoms. But the Phoebus has got to be able to run the ball. If they can run the ball, Brent, this is going to be a long game for Lake Taylor.
Well, I think you hit a key about that. But when you talk about Lake Taylor, from what we've seen, Mike said today they have run as many as 11 up into the box. He said, but the main thing is they got good athletes. They're not a real big team, not a strong team. He said, but they've got 5 or 6 athletes that are just amazing to watch. They got their number one, Williams. He's a receiver, 6'3". He's already signed with Miami as a receiver. So we're talking evidently a Harvin-type guy. But they only completed one pass last week against Mike Smith.
And that's the one that scored.
That's the one that scored.
Yeah.
And if you stop and look at the yardage, as you said, their offense is very suspect. They only had 55 yards on offense last week against Mike Smith. Mike Smith had 155 yards against them.
Right.
Loses, of course, we know the situation. We discussed that. But the keys for us to watch tonight when you're looking at Lake Taylor in the defensive backfield, number 6 and number 9. Very quick, good size. On offense, number 2, their running back. He's small. He's a Futch-type kid. Like Hampton, he's
right.
only 5'8", 170 pounds, but Mike says he's a very good athlete, very good running back. So as they run these veers and all things, those are the things we got to watch from Lake Taylor. But they want to try to pound the ball down your throat too. Don't throw a whole lot.
That's right.
And so, as you said, it's going to come down to the trenches, and I'll throw that back at your favorite starting point anyway.
Well, one thing I want to say, they're hungry. They've been in the regional finals 4 or 5 years. They have yet to get out of the regional finals, so they're really hungry. They have 7 and 8 men that they play both ways. Phoebus hopes they can wear them down a little bit. It's going to be a sloggy field out here tonight. It's wet, it's damp, and that sort of thing. So, you go back to who can make the adjustments, who can make the good blocks, and if Phoebus can move that ball down the down the field, I think they can win this game. But now you was talking about their punting game that they have. That's a little suspect too. Tell me a little bit about that.
Talking to Mike and just confirming again with Coach Sexton. Mike seemed to think that their punting game a little bit suspect. He blocked one last week. They had one blocked the week before, and he almost got to 2 others, according to Mike. So they might be a little lackadaisical there. We hope that's a turning point for Phoebus, of course.
Right.
Now, one more thing you're talking about Lake Taylor's defense. Mike told me to look for number 54. He said he's the center
good
on offense, and on defense he's a defensive tackle. He said this kid is a real athlete, and he's only 240 pounds, but he said he's real strong, real smart, and he's going to be the key to their defensive line.
I agree.
Okay, so I think we've ironed it all out. What do you think?
I think we've done everything we can.
Just one last statement. Who you for?
Oh, who am I for? Let's see. How about the Phantoms?
Okay, I'm going with you. But on overall schemes, I think you hit it on the head. Last thing, if Phoebus can move the ball at all, make them pay for that filling up the box, that's going to be the difference in the game. I think Phoebus has the potential to open this game up. I do not think Lake Taylor has a chance.
No, I don't either. DeCon Romero can
make a difference.
And Mr. Morant can hit that slant pattern.
All right, thanks, guys. We'll send it back up to you with that.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Good job down there, as usual. As we get ready to start this game, we'll be showing the officials for the game here shortly. Lake Taylor comes in 10-2, and they play the undefeated and 12-0 Phoebus Phantoms. Well,
Lake Taylor, pretty tough team. We don't have a lot of information on Lake Taylor, but I believe I read in the newspaper or caught online somewhere that they've only allowed like 12 yards rushing in the last 2 games. I hope I'm not misquoting something.
I know in the first half last week, Lake Taylor held Hampton to a -41 total yards.
I think it was 8 yards in the first playoff game and 4 yards for Hampton for running. So
came alive in the second half though and did pretty good, but in the first half they pretty much had
a tough team here that's going to play some really great defense. You heard Brent mention that earlier. These guys are not opposed to putting 11 men in the box. That's basically daring you to throw the ball.
That's right.
And what they're saying is, Phoebus, you can't throw. So
send it down and listen to them. Phoebus won the toss but deferred to the second half, guys. So looks like Lake Taylor will receive the first kickoff.
You elected to defend that goal. I think so. You're going to be receiving at this end. So come around here, Lake Taylor. Come around here.
There you have it. Lake Taylor will be receiving. They will defend the east end zone here at Darlin Stadium as the Phoebus Phantoms will start the game defensively. They will kick off to the Titans of Lake Taylor. We'll give you starting lineups for Phoebus here, I guess. We don't have any starting lineups for Lake Taylor, and I'll be perfectly honest with you, we were unable to obtain them from the school, the athletic director, and the coach. We got no return phone calls, so we do have rosters. We'll be able to give the names of the players to you as the play happens, but that's it. Our officials for tonight's game, our referee is Mr. Bill Dozier. The umpire is Mr. George Anamoski. The lineman is Mick Hartzheim. The line judge is Steve Singleton. The side judge is John Deck. Field judge is Scott Davis, and the back judge is Jeff Barber. Those are the officials for the game. They are from the Peninsula District. It's like kicking off for the Phantoms to start the game here is number 4, Eric Anderson, 185-pound sophomore. Young man has a pretty good sized foot on him as far as how far he can kick the ball.
Oh, I thought you were talking about he's got size 12 or 13.
Right. I mean, he kicks the ball that far, so as we get ready to get started here at Darlin Stadium, the Eastern Region Championship contest between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Titans of Lake Taylor High School. Pooch kick up the middle. And it is downed right there inside the 20. So, actually, that was pretty successful for Phoebus. Kept the ball away from the Titans' number 1, who is their speedster, Travis Williams. We'll be looking for him offensively today.
Yeah, we're going to have to keep our eyes on him because if he's as quick as he is, it's just going to be an amazing thing.
And here are the defensive starters for the Phantoms.
For the Phantoms, it tackles number 54, Jonathan McLean, along with number 8, Tevin McGugan. The ends, number 40, Zach Williams, and number 7, Daquan Romero. The linebackers, number 25, Chaz Robinson, 33, Justin Lyles, and 88, Breon Key. The cornerbacks, number 21, Dontrell Jones, and number 22, Tyree Lee. The free safety, number 38, Colby Goodwin, and the strong safety, number 2, Paul Morant.
Darian Walton, the runner that time for Lake Taylor. It's like a gain of a yard at the most. We will not be able to give the starting lineups for Lake Taylor because we don't know who they are. You will see them as we do.
Well, we know one of them is number 2, and, of course, that's Darian Walton. He's a good spark plug for the offense, so keep your eye on him as well.
Stanley Walls, number 14, is the quarterback, and he fumbles the ball. Let's see, looks like Lake Taylor was able to come up with the ball, but I'll tell you, I'm not sure whether that might have been a draw play.
I don't think it was, Mike. It appeared on screen here that he went back, and he just all of a sudden dropped the ball, and for a couple of seconds, I don't think anyone on the field realized the ball was on the ground. So Lake Taylor was very, very lucky in that instance to get the ball back.
About 5 on the play, maybe 6. It'll call it third down and and 14 now for Lake Taylor. The ball sits inside the 15-yard line.
And you say the quarterback is number 14?
Number 14.
Stanley Walls. Okay, I've got him listed.
In the
as a
shotgun, a
wide
high
receiver.
snap, and almost got away from, gets away from a couple of tackles, gets the ball out to the 25-yard line. Nice run of about 10 on the play, but he's going to be 6 yards shy of the first down.
A lot of broken tackles on that play, Mike, and he was very fortunate to get as much yardage as he did on that particular play. Wrap-up blocking by the Phoebus Phantoms later on in this game is going to keep him from getting that kind of yardage.
This is Adrian Bravo Morales is the kicker for Lake Taylor. Barrow, I believe, is back deep for, or is that Colby Goodwin? I did not get a chance to see the number.
Colby.
Punt was not a very good punt, as it is down at the Phantoms' 46-yard line.
And there's Coach Bill D back again.
29 yards on the punt for Lake Taylor, as the Phantoms will take over 1st and 10 from their own 46-yard line. So they get to start their opening drive in pretty good field position.
In great field position, and when we've got the Phoebus offense ready, we'll put that up for you and let you know who it is. It hasn't changed much over the weeks.
As we get ready to go 1st and 10. No score early in the first quarter.
See how the Phantoms come out. See if they come out running or whether they try a pass immediately.
Hand off up the middle to Colby Goodwin to pick up maybe a yard on the play to about the 47, and that's pretty much it. Again, all right, here's the offensive starters.
For the Phantoms, the two guards, number 66, Raymond Welsh, along with number 70, Micah Blakely. The center, number 55, Justin Williamson. The tackles, number 54, Jonathan McLean, along with number 63, Corey McCoy. The tight end, number 7, Daquan Romero. The wide receivers, number 9, Andre Griffith, along with number 84, Roman Deloach. The quarterback, of course, number 2, Paul Morant. The fullback, number 25, Chaz Robinson. And the tailback, the man to watch tonight, number 38, Colby Goodwin.
And look at the defense. They talk about stacking the line. The linebackers are 3 yards off the ball.
They're coming. They're coming.
And they sack Morant in the backfield back at the 41-yard line, and the Phantoms only sent one wide receiver out, and he was covered by a single defensive back.
I'm not sure whether that was supposed to be a running play or a passing play. I can tell you this, the swarm of Titans that came through there didn't care what kind of play it was. They had it all covered.
And a loss of about 5 yards on the play, 3rd down and 14 now for the Phantoms as the ball sits at the 42-yard line.
Assistant coach Dick Van Dyke there on the sideline for the Phantoms.
Watch awful fast 25 seconds, guys.
Delay a game.
Delay a
on the
game.
offense.
And that's going to cost another 5 yards. And watch the tight end now. They've moved Daquan Romero from a wide receiver into the tight end position to try to shore up the front line with that line that Lake Taylor seems to be sending up there all the time. This is what they did against Hampton last week to hold them. And they're against the rush. Lake Taylor, one of the best in the region, one of the best in the state. Under 50 yards a game, from what I understand. There's a little looping passes intended for Romero, number 7, incomplete, overthrown, and that'll bring up a 4th down, so the Phantoms will have to punt the ball away.
Well, I'm not so sure that was overthrown. That was either somebody running the wrong pass route or somebody thinking they were supposed to be running another pass route and throwing it in the wrong area. That was to nobody there.
So Morant will back up to punt the ball away for the Phantoms. Number 2 back deep is Darian Walton for Lake Taylor as he stands at his own 35. So the good field position pretty much goes for naught for the Phantoms, and they will punt it away. Nice line drive kick to the far side, bounces at the 30, inside the 30 to about the 28, and that's where it'll be down by the Phantoms. Lake Taylor will take it over, and I tell you, he kicked it away from the receiver.
Well, that was a smart thing to do.
Yes.
You want to keep it away from this young man as much as possible. I don't know whether they can do it all night, but they're certainly going to try. There's no question about that.
So a 34-yard punt, and Nothing on the return for Lake Taylor as they take the ball 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line.
There's a good shot right there of the people that are here tonight, Mike. Large crowd for the Phoebus Phantoms. For Lake Taylor, not too bad. I mean, they had to come from the other side. It's a cold night. Got a real good crowd for the Phantoms here. Always do. Phantom football is just class act over here.
Stanley Walls, the quarterback, in the shotgun. Keeps the ball and runs it up the middle. Outside the 30 to about the 32. Gain of maybe 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 6 for Lake Taylor.
Lake Taylor got some good blocks on the line that time. Opened up a nice hole for the quarterback to make a good run.
Picks up about 4 yards on the play. 2nd down and a long 6 for the Titans.
That was a shot of the coaching staff with the offensive players for Phoebus trying to get something straightened out as far as the line is concerned as they're down there on the sideline now chatting with the offensive line. 2nd down and 6 for Lake Taylor, again in the shotgun, and Walls again will carry the ball. Nice move and breaks a tackle out to the 40-yard line as Lake Taylor has moved the ball for a 1st down. And they'll have a 1st and 10 at the 40.
Once again, the Titan line getting some good down blocking on the Phantoms and opening up a hole. And as you said, you mentioned when Walls ran the ball, he made a real nice cut to his right there, which picked up about 6 more yards for him. Cold night. Cold. November 20. What is this? November 27th, 28th, 27th?
Single setback number 2 is Darian Walton. They have 3 wideouts, 1 to the near side, 2 to the far side. There's handoff to the tailback. Nothing there as the Phantoms had that one covered. And the running back that time, Darian Walton, will lose about 3 yards on the play.
Walton is going to be dropped for a 2-yard loss on the play by the Phantom number.
They're going to mark it at the 38. Call 2nd and 12. We'll give it that.
12 for the Titans outside their own 38.
Trying to find number 74 on here. Don't seem to have his number.
4 wideouts now, 3 to the near side, back to pass. Being flushed out of pocket. That's Romero, has the quarterback, and down he goes.
Whoa.
Nice play by Daquan Romero, able to hold on as he sacks the quarterback all the way back at the 20-yard line. Wouldn't let him go.
Not at all. Daquan Romero grabbed him. Walls seemed to be about to get out of his grasp, but no way in the world Daquan Romero was going to let go, and he held on to him until he finally brought him down. Great play by Daquan Romero.
Big loss on the play, make it 3rd and 30 now. They have to get the ball all the way to the Phantoms' 50 or to the midfield, the 50-yard line. It's their 52.
It is everybody's 50. Right?
Yeah. 4 wideouts. They're split 2 on either side of the ball. Single setback back there is Darian Walton. Flags on the field.
Be some movement.
Make it 3rd and 35.
Prior to the snap, false start gets the offense. 5 yards, remains 3rd down.
So we'll probably either see a draw or we'll get to see the arm of Stanley Walls. Long way to go here.
Mr. James Bailey on your left there, one of the city's finest. His wife, Jackie Bailey, is expecting their first child. Jackie, of course, works at Jones Middle School.
Ball's back.
Whoa.
Keeps the ball, and he's smothered as he actually dropped the ball, but the officials blew the whistle to stop the play. He's going to be dropped all the way back near the 10-yard line. So the Phantoms defense coming up big right here.
Something happened on that play, Mike. I'm not sure, but Walls had the ball back there, and he looked like he had no idea what to do with it or what he was supposed to do with it, and Phoebus just got in there and dropped him right where he stood.
So the field position really is changing here as Colby Goodwin set to receive the punt, now standing at the Lake Taylor 40.
It's a great
Morales.
opportunity for Phoebus right here to get some fantastic field position. The punting game is not one of the strong points for the Lake Taylor Titans.
It looks like the Phantoms have called timeout. They have. So with 4:27 to go here in the first quarter, no score here as Lake Taylor is set to punt the ball away to the Phantoms. Good defense so far.
Yes, it is. Both teams kind of just, you want to say they're feeling one another out, and I think it's the defense doing more of the feeling than anything else. The offenses aren't doing much of anything right now except going backwards on both sides of the field.
Well, I think the Phantoms are going to spread it out. They're going to have to spread it out to break up that rush of 10 players up there. And
can you see Phoebus going out with a 4 wide out spread?
Yep, I think it's coming.
Man.
Watch him come this time.
Woo, and then hit a little slant to Daquan Romero right over the middle.
Yep, I see the ex-coach of Phoebus walking down on the sidelines, Bill D.
Bill D was here earlier, standing next to Jerry Gentry there for a while. There's number 7, Daquan Romero, right there, the young man we're talking about. This is a talented kid, a very, very athletic young man. Just a wonderful guy. There's Colby Goodwin, number 38 on your left. One of the areas is fantastic.
Colby Goodwin standing on
I'm
the
sorry, is that
40-yard
36? Looks like 38. My apologies.
Colby Goodwin standing on about the 38-yard line waiting for the punt. There's a kick. It's short. And it's to the far side of the field, and it stops right at about the Lake Taylor 39-yard line.
You know, if he continues to kick short punts like that, Phoebus may never get a chance to return anything.
About
There's
20.
There's
About 20.
38,
yeah, that's 38. About a 27-yard or so punt for Lake Taylor as the Phantoms' great field position will start off 1st and 10 now at the Lake Taylor 36.
That doesn't help. I see if I can see the numbers better. Mike wears glasses because he can't see, so I figured I would use them and see if I could see Colby's number better because I couldn't see number 38. I saw it was 36. So.
All right, wide out to the near side in the I formation.
Look at the defense. Everybody on the team is right there except for one guy.
And I think they're going to get, well, maybe somebody from Phoebus may have moved because the flag was thrown in the direction of Phoebus. Normally, if it's the line judge will throw the flag towards the team that made the mistake.
False start against the offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
You know, the way Lake Taylor is lining up on there, why wouldn't you think that Phoebus would try to draw them offside?
Yeah. Yeah, you can see the interior lineman move on that.
Every one of the players, with the exception of the single defensive back over here on the wide receiver, is on the line of scrimmage.
They are that. Well, they're not on the line of scrimmage, but they're all packed right in there in the box. I mean, look at them. Look at him.
Fullback now split a little to the right.
Safety is 4 yards off the ball.
And I hate to say it, but I think Phoebus is going to get away with this when one of their offensive players moved, but I think it may have been after the defense jumped.
Prior to the snap, encroachment against the defense. 5 yards.
I think you're right there. Lucky.
Romero did move, but I think it was after the defensive player jumped. So they get the 5 yards back that they lost a little while ago, and it's still 1st and 10 as we've been sitting here for about 3 minutes now, and they haven't had an offensive play. Yeah, I mean, really.
Yeah, you're right. Here comes that safety come up. He's going to stay night.
They backed the linebackers a little bit off the line of scrimmage this time. Here's Goodwin off the left, off the right side out to about the 35. He'll pick up about 4 on the play. As the Phantoms line actually moved the defense off the line a little bit on that play.
Now, it may take the Phantom line, as we watch Bill D there on the left, it may take the Phantom line a little while to figure out the stunts and the scheme of this defense. But once they do, if they can open up some holes, they're going to move the ball because all they got to do is get 4 or 5 yards and they've got open field.
Wide out now to the far side of the field. Handoff again to Colby Goodwin. This time he gets maybe back to the line of scrimmage, a half a yard gain, and that's about it. And not a lot there, so, you know, I think Scotty's got it hit on the nose there. A couple of those little short passes will back those linebackers away from that line. Somebody like one of them little quick over the middle to Romero. 3rd down now and about 6 for the Phantoms. Call it 3rd and 7.
All right, 3rd and 7.
It looks like the Phantoms have 2 wideouts now. They moved. There's Romero split. And the pass was intended for number 84, and that hit him right in the hands as Ramon Deloach ended up with an incomplete pass. And the Phantoms will be set up with a 4th down now. He would have been short of a 1st down either way. But let's see what they do. They're setting up to punt the ball away as Morant will try to pin Lake Taylor deep in their own territory. Ball sits at about the 35.
See if he'll try to go for one of the corners here, I'm sure.
I'd go for the far side because that's where all the room is. That's exactly where he went with it. He went to the far side. And he took the ball. He caught the ball at about the 2-yard line and only makes it out to about the 15. He should have let that ball go into the end zone.
Wow. Surprising. But he's a talented young man. He knows what he can do, and he grabbed that ball and got some yardage. Here you see it. You watch how quickly the ball turns and is going to the end zone, and most people would have let it go.
Well, they would have ended up having the ball 1st and 10 at the 20. Instead, they got 1st and 10 at about the 15. Let's see where they mark it at.
I think it's about the 16.
Is it the 16? Okay. 2 wideouts to the far side. They're set up in the I formation again. Hands off to the tailback, who is Darian Walton, I believe. He will get the ball to the 20, and that's it.
And Lee Walsh hands it off to number 2.
Walton, 5'8", 170-pound junior. So he'll be back next year.
Gain of 4 on the play, 2nd down and 6.
I understand he did very well. I don't have any stats on him, but I understand he did very well this past year.
Can tell you that
Oh, you could hear that one all the way up here.
Ooh. Somebody got hit.
Walton on the carry again up the middle, and he is hammered. Short of the 1st down. 3rd down and 3.
One of the things about this area, ladies and gentlemen, of course, most people that are watching this are going to be from this area, but if you're not and you happen to watch this, this is a hard-hitting area in Tidewater when it comes to football. These kids don't mess around.
Ball's now under center. In the I formation, receiver both split on the near side and far side. And he hands the ball off again to number 2, Darian Walton, and he's close. I think he's going to be about a yard shy of the 1st down, as it looks like he gets to about the 25, and that's it.
Yeah, it looked real familiar there, didn't it? Big scrum right there, moving the ball back and forth.
We don't want to go there.
Now, see, that young lady is dressed properly. No way she's going to be cold. Good girl.
So Colby Goodwin back at the 50-yard line awaiting the punt by Morales, the Lake Taylor punter. Again, another bad kick. And it bounces and hits a Lake Taylor player at about the 42, where the ball should be put to rest at the 42. And again, the Phantoms playing in the Lake Taylor end of the field, and they need to take advantage of it. We got 29 seconds to go here in the opening period. Still no score.
I'm sure they would love to take advantage of it, but unfortunately for the Phoebus Phantoms, the Lake Taylor defense is very, very good, and they're not allowing the offense of Phoebus to really get started. You know, they're trying to establish that running game, and right now the defense is so overwhelming. I mean, you've got everybody coming. You've only got 5 or 6 guys up there to block it. When you get 11 guys coming at you, that's going to make some people free on defense.
Grant back to pass, being flushed out of the pocket, takes off down the left side, gets some good yards, gets a 1st down near the 30-yard line.
Yeah, there it is.
Forced out of play.
Good job.
And it looks like there may be a flag, and there is.
That was a late hit.
That'll cost Lake Taylor about 15.
And let's watch it on the replay.
Dead ball, personal foul, gets the defense.
Not a problem.
So a 15-yard
There
penalty
it
for
is, 15 yards.
hitting out of bounds will cost Lake Taylor 15 as the ball goes down inside the 10 to about the 13. Let's see where they're going to mark it at. Oh, now they're moving the ball back. So where are they going to put it at? What are they doing?
They're coming back.
Dead ball, personal foul, half the distance, first down.
Oh, he went ahead and marked at 15. He had to come back and do half a distance. So, okay, 1st and 10 now for the Phantoms at about the 14-yard line. So the Phantoms threaten here with 20 seconds to go in the first quarter.
Oh, they've got him smothered.
Yeah, nothing much there. Looks like number 52 on the stop was Taylor Darby for Lake Taylor.
Taylor Darby, a big boy, 5'11", 260. He's just a junior. So, again, a lot of juniors on this team. He's going to be coming back.
We're at the end of the first quarter play here. No score in the Eastern Region Championship game. Phoebus nothing and Lake Taylor nothing. Let's send it down to Bob on the sidelines for a special interview.
Hey, thanks, guys. I got Caleb Taylor here. Now, Caleb was a starter on this Phoebus team in the second game, hurt his MCL.
Yes, sir.
And, he was kind of hoping he'd get back tonight to play, and the doctor says no ball till next year, but he's a junior. He's looking forward to it. Tell me a little bit about what you're going through as far as your therapy.
It's just a long process. You just got to keep your head up and keep motivated. And the most I can do for my team is encourage them every week to get a win.
So you're looking forward to next year, I know, but you got to root for this team now.
Yes, sir. I'm ready for next year. I'm ready.
You look like you're ready. Good enough. All right, guys, let's go back up to you.
All right, very good.
All right,
No score.
Ladies and gentlemen, the second quarter of this game is sponsored by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is the place for all your hard-to-find hardware needs, including electrical, plumbing, and painting. And by Zooms, with great service and convenient locations throughout the peninsula that can save you time and money. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining and delicious food. Join them for lunch or dinner at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News or on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Thank you to all our sponsors, too, by the way.
Absolutely. Been good for us all year long.
Yes, they have.
Second down now and about 11. We'll call it 11. It looks like it might be a little bit more than that, but
how can you see? Your glasses aren't on.
No, that's because I'm looking long distance. If I'm looking short distance at this list of names, I got to do it. Chaz Robinson decided to move just a little early on that play, so that's going to cost him another 5 yards.
Prior to snap, false start against the offense. 5 yards, remaining second down.
I keep saying this, Mike, but that defense of Lake Taylor's with so many people up there is it's confusing the Phantoms a little bit, I think. You get so many people there, you're going to move.
I can understand that if the line is moving, but that was one of your backs
I know.
that decided to kind of creep up a couple yards, and unfortunately it cost them 5 yards. It's still second down now. It's second and about 16. Ball outside the 20 now. Hand off to Colby Goodwin. No, he held the ball. Oh, outstanding defense that time by Lake Taylor's number 20 on the play, Lamont Brent.
Holmoran's pass intended for number 25.
Because that could very well have been a big play, just a little bit underthrown.
It was a good play call by Phoebus. It just didn't work out the way they wanted it to that time because of the defense. And that tells us something right there, Mike. As much as Lake Taylor stacks that box and can really stop the run, those guys got back on defense that time and covered well.
Yeah, that was Chaz Robinson coming out of the backfield on the play. Wide out to the right now is the Phantoms number 84, and that's Deloach again in the eye. Back to throw. It was intended for Deloach and almost intercepted.
Once again, Lamont Brent, number 20. Brent was right there, and you could see him spotting it. And Susan had got that play probably. She's cold up there, I know, but she was on that play the whole time with her camera. And watch how Lamont's there. He saw that coming the whole way.
I'll tell you what, if that number 20, Lamont Brent, had intercepted the ball, he'd have been gone because he had that whole sideline wide open. So Henderson now in to attempt a 30, let's call it a 38-yard field goal. It looks like it might be about a 38-yarder. Let's see if he can get it there. It's way short and far to the right. Didn't get much into that one at all. So the Lake Taylor Titans are able to hold the Phantoms to no score this time. So here we go. As there's Bob and looks like
that's Jerry Gentry right there. That was Bill D. He was just shaking hands with. Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching LSC November 27th, 2009 as we bring you the championship of the region. Lake Taylor taking on the Phoebus Phantoms here at Darling Stadium in which so far been a very, very defensive game.
There's a draw play up the middle. Good yardage this time out to number 2, and that's Darian Walton again. And he is outside the 25 to about the 28. See where they mark it. Looks like he's going to be about 3 yards short of a first down. So they'll call it second down and 3.
When Lake Taylor is able not to make mistakes, and as we've seen so far in the first quarter, they've made several mistakes, mishandling the ball and misjudging it. When they do get to run a play, they're getting yardage. They're getting positive yardage.
Oh, and he broke a tackle, but then he is hammered that time. It was handed off again to Walton as he is hit shy of the 30 down to about the 29. Be about a yard shy of the first down, 3rd down and 1 now.
There was no wrap-up on the initial hit, none at all, and he just bounced right off and was able to pick up. Here, we'll see it on the replay. Here, you'll see the hit right there. There's no wrap-up, and he just got off that and picked up 3 more yards.
Paul Morant in on the stop, along with a couple of the other Phantom players. Quarterback keeper up the middle is going to pick up enough. It looks like about 2 on the play, and that's enough for the first down. So Lake Taylor will get a 1st and 10 just outside of the 30.
Is that their first down?
No, second. They have one coming this way.
And Phoebus has...
I don't know. Ask our statisticians down there.
None. Brent? Two for Phoebus.
2 for
How
Lake
many
Taylor.
for Phoebus? None? 1? 2? 2.
Obviously not a lot of offense going on here in the first half. Looks like another officials stopped the clock again here, and it might be a Phoebus player hurt.
What happened there?
Number 33 on the play, and that's Amos. No, 33 for this one. It's
33.
Gerard Green.
No, Justin Lyles. I think it's number 33, Justin Lyles. Just all of a sudden went down.
Is that a different name than I've got?
Well, it is. Mine's, well, I don't know. They changed. You've got the updated. This is the one I had last week. Okay, this is the one I had last week. I've got Justin Lyles on last week's, and if you've got an updated one, you have.
This is the one that was handed to us by
you have Chenard Green.
Yeah. But I think it's Justin Lyles, because that was the change that was made a couple of weeks ago.
Well, here's tonight's starting lineup. It's Justin Lyles. I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he was 28 originally. Now he's 33.
Lake Taylor starting to move the ball, Mike. They're getting the down blocks. They're getting the seams open. And that little number 2, Darian Walton, 5'8", 170 junior, is racking up some yardage here. this is going to be critical for Lake Taylor if they can get a sustained drive.
Gain of about 3. We'll call it second down and 7. The ball is set at about the 34-yard line. They need to get to the 41 for a first down. Again, hand off to number 2 this time, Walton. Not a lot there as he stopped at about the 35. Gain of maybe a yard.
Just before that play, we saw on the sidelines Lyles having his shoulder and his arm worked on there. He may have just pulled the muscle or popped it out.
Seems fine. Looks like he's getting ready to come back in.
Gain of a little more than 2 on the plate. Third down and a short 5 for the Titans.
Some of the fans just coming back from the concession stand here at Darling Stadium, where they're enjoying this game between the Lake Taylor Titans and the Phoebus Phantoms.
Hand off to the quarterback again, this time maybe back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. As nice hit that time by the Phantoms.
Number 54, Jonathan McLean, really nailed the quarterback as you watch right there.
Boom.
Just
So fourth down and about 5 for Lake Taylor as they set to punt the ball away. And back deep for the Phantoms, Colby Goodwin, as he stands at about his own 35-yard line. A short kick again, and this time Goodwin calls a fair catch right at the 38. Good call that time because he might have had a good. Hey, Bob, you got some info back there?
Yeah, Lyles had a stinger on his shoulder. And, I don't know if you've ever had a stinger. It's like your whole arm goes numb on you. And that's what happened. It was kind of the delayed reaction to him. But he seems to be doing okay. But they put him back on the bench, going to let him rest a little bit more.
thank you, Bob. Appreciate that information from down there in Cold Alley. They cut his mic off, so
Bob,
he
he's
couldn't
laughing.
respond.
He's laughing up here at you, Bob. First and 10 for the Phantoms at the 38-yard line. Colby Goodwin on the carry off the right side. Good yards out to the about the 47-yard line. Gain of about 8 on the play for the Phantoms. That'll bring up a 2nd and 2. Nice run by Goodwin. That's one of the best runs he's had so far today.
Oh, it is the best run he's had today, unless he was out running earlier this morning. We didn't see him. Look at the straight handoff. It was
ran into his own player, actually, number 11 on the play.
He did.
And I don't have an 11. I don't even have an 11 on my roster here.
Well, that surprised me. As we see last week's player of the game, Zach Williams, there on the screen.
Timeout is called by the Titans, as the Phantoms will come up with a 2nd down and 2 now. 7:43 to go here in the Eastern Region Championship game at Darling Stadium between the Phoebus Phantoms and the Lake Taylor Titans. No score here.
And you are watching this on LSC, Cox Channel 48, or Verizon Channel 22, Fios 22. We are coming to you on November the 27th on a very, very cold evening.
Well, it's chilly. It's crisp. That's it. That's it. That's the perfect word for it, Scotty. It is a crisp Friday evening.
Here's a note to the people in the truck. Please don't use the word crisp around Mike. He thinks we're talking about bacon.
Keep it up, Paul. I'm going to have Bob on you.
I got to keep talking. Keeps me from singing.
Yeah. Anything for that, right, Bob?
Yeah. Yes, Scotty, I do have to sing to keep warm.
All right, 2nd down and 2 now for the Phantoms. 3 wideouts this time. There's a pass that's deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Intercepted.
And it may have been intercepted.
It was.
Ball has been intercepted by Lake Taylor at the 48-yard line, and they will take over with the first turnover of the game.
You know, there was an instance of a Phoebus player trying to do the right thing that ended up being the wrong thing to do, as the ball, I believe, was batted down or batted you'll see the pass right here. It's deflected right there, and then the Phoebus player lineman tries to get the ball, and in keeping it alive by juggling it, the defensive player was able to grab it from him.
So Lake Taylor takes advantage of the first turnover here, and they have a 1st and 10 at the Phoebus 48-yard line. Trickery play is flea flicker, and the ball just thrown up in the air. Anybody could have got that ball, and that ball was that ball ended up 10 yards shy of the receiver, and it just floated in the air.
Unfortunately,
the ball was handed off to Walton. He turned around and flipped it back to the quarterback, Walls, who just couldn't get the ball to the receiver. Here it is.
Watch. Here's the pass. He's got 2 receivers open, and that ball just it went right in between 2 or 3 Phoebus Phantoms, and one of the receivers that was over here near the sideline was running over in that direction, just trying to get near the ball.
So incomplete pass, and now will be 2nd down and 10. 2 wide outs to the near side. Walton again standing next to the quarterback and is handing the ball off. Nothing there. Maybe a yard at the most, as he's wrapped up by Chaz Robinson and brought down.
That time
he gains about 1.5 yards on the play.
That time Walton slipped by the first defensive man who got through there. If you watch the replay there's one, but Chaz Robinson is right there to plug the hole to make sure he doesn't get anything else.
So 3rd down and 9 for Lake Taylor at the Phantoms 47. 6:55 on a running clock here in the 2nd quarter. Still no score. Back to pass. Almost fumbled the ball away on the snap, and nothing there. He's going to gain 1 yard, and that's it. As Stanley Walls is tackled. It looks like number 55 on the play that time. Justin Williamson got the stop.
I think so. And that's what I was talking about a little earlier, Mike. You saw how he mishandled that snap and just couldn't hold on to it. And Lake Taylor, here we watch the replay, he just can't. He can't corral the ball. Tonight he's had 5 or 6 periods where he's just not been able to control things.
Morales in to punt the ball now for Lake Taylor again, and good one deep for the Phantoms as he takes the ball and gets away from 1-2 tackles and gets the ball outside the 20 to about the 22-yard line, where Phoebus will take over with 6:05 to go in the 2nd quarter. No score here from Darling Stadium, the Eastern Region Championship game between Lake Taylor and Phoebus.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to see this game again, we're coming to you obviously taped this week and last week as well, because we can't do the games live. But if you want to see this game again, you can watch it Saturday, November the 28th at 6 p.m., Sunday, November the 29th at 4:30 p.m., and then December 1st at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and December the 3rd at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And you can watch it on either Verizon Channel 22 or Cox 48, or, of course, on the Internet.
Like the Phantoms are spreading the offense now. 2 wide outs to the near side, 1 to the far side. Morant will keep it himself and go up the middle, and nothing going there. He may get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Yeah,
like he's going to lose 1 yard.
I didn't quite understand that play either. Morant just kind of looked like he grabbed the ball and just kind of walked forward. It didn't look like much of a play at all. And
loss of 1 yard on the play.
I wonder if somebody got the wrong information there.
2nd down and 11 now for the Phantoms. Three wide outs, two to the far side. Morant in the shotgun. Hands the ball off to the lead back, and nothing going there. He'll get back to about the 20, the 21, and that's it. Defensively, the Titans have been able to pretty much stifle the Phantoms' running game.
Oh yeah, they're tight. They're very tight when it comes to running.
Right now, the offense for the Phantoms is not doing a lot. They've only got 2 first downs here in the first half, and Lake Taylor only has, I believe, 2 also. So defense, this has been a defensive struggle from the start.
Kind of like watching a no-hitter in baseball pitched by both pitchers.
Back to passes Morant to the near side. Almost intercepted. Good defensive play that time by the Lake Taylor Titans, number 9 on the play, and that's Deidre Moore. And the ball, again, a little underthrown.
DeAndre.
And it's just a bit underthrown. Well, actually, the ball looked like it was right in his hands.
Yeah. But again, it's showing us that Lake Taylor can defend the pass. They've tried slants. They've tried the little flare out here to the side. Nothing has worked.
Little tidbit information down there for Andy. Woodside leads 7-0 late in the second.
Fall, yes.
Bad punt this time off the side of the foot as it's going to be stopped at the 30-yard line. So Lake Taylor is going to have outstanding field position to start this drive, 1st and 10 at the Phantoms 30.
Paul Moran hoping he could get the roughing the kicker there. Fell at the end of that play, but the refs were having none of that.
So Lake Taylor starts this drive deep in Phoebus territory at their own 30-yard line. Ball's now under center, 2 wideouts. Keeps it himself up the middle, breaks 2 tackles, and gets the ball down to inside the 25-yard line. Gain of about 5 on the play. We're going to call it 2nd down and 5 for Lake Taylor.
Tell you what, Lake Taylor still continuing to get positive yardage on the ground here, Mike. They've got a whole lot shorter field to work with right now than they have before, and this could be trouble for the Phantoms.
They only gave them about 4 on the play. This ball still sits at the 25-yard line, and it Walls now in the shotgun. Walton standing next to him, and Walls takes off to the far side around left end, gets a couple of good blocks by the wide receivers out there, and picks up a 1st down inside the or near the 15-yard line.
16-yard line.
So Lake Taylor now threatening to score here.
There's a replay. Walls just takes it around the left side. He got a good block there, and then I hate to say it, but a no tackle by the Phantoms on the far side there that allowed him to just go down the field more.
Ball sits at the 16. Again, the keeper by the quarterback coming around the near side this time, and there's a clip, and the flags are flying. That was pretty obvious. That one will cost Lake Taylor.
And it's too bad, too, because they are definitely getting the blocks to pick up the yardage.
During the run, holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul, remains 1st down.
Called that a holding? Well, I mean, that don't look like no hold to me.
Looks like a tackle to me.
I mean, he literally hit him from the rear and knocked him to the ground. That costs him 10 yards, puts the ball back to about the 26-yard line. Still 1st down for Lake Taylor. Like about 1st and 20. The ball sits at the 26. 3 minutes to go here in the 1st half. Still no score. Ball's again in the shotgun. Back to pass. Gets the ball off and just throws it up in the air and almost intercepted this time by Morant. Falls a little bit short, and
I think his arm was hit on that pass, Mike.
Incomplete pass either way, and it ends up being a 2nd down now for Lake Taylor.
Watch here on the bottom of your screen as he moves around to that side. Watch right there. So his arm got hit as he threw it. That ball just kind of squirted up in the air. That was anybody's ball.
Take a look at the players and how dirty they are. It's definitely wet out there. A little bit on the slick side, too. 2nd down and 20 now for Lake Taylor. Now there's going to be a delay of game called, I'm sure.
Delay the game on the offense.
That'll cost Lake Taylor 5 yards. Make it 2nd down and 25 now. Each team offensively seems to be kind of shooting themselves in the foot here in the first half.
They are.
5-yard penalty for delay of game.
Ball's now undershot underneath the center, and what a great play! And he gets away from the tackle, and there's Romero pulling him down, and the ball is fumbled, picked up by one of the wideouts for Lake Taylor, and is forced out of bounds inside the 30. What a series of plays right there! It looked like Walls was going to get sacked.
I thought he was definitely going to be sacked. And how he got out of that, I don't know, but he did. I can't see the number there. Number 8 just spun him around. Couldn't bring him down.
Now, that wasn't a fumble either, by the way. If you look at that again, you'll notice that he went down on his butt with the ball still in his hands. That ball is marked at the 28-yard line or 29-yard line.
28-29.
It's hard to tell. Our lines are getting kind of light right now. 3rd down and a bunch here again for Lake Taylor. Walls takes the ball again around the left side, cuts it back up the middle, not a lot there. That's going to bring up 4th down, and they do have a kicker that can kick the ball.
He may be able to kick real well, Mike, but this field's a little sloppy tonight. We had a couple of rainstorms come through, one of them a thunderbuster, and it's slippery out there. And on that last play prior to this one, you could see over on the sides how muddy it was. And you can look right on the middle of the screen right now.
Look how far.
You see how muddy it is there.
I was going to say, look how far back he's still set up 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that was definitely unusual to have your holder line up 10 yards away from the line of scrimmage for a field goal attempt.
Well, did you see how that center came up a little high and he was coming up for the ball? Not that couldn't just been a bad snap, but it could have been a pre-planned fake as well.
Very well, possibly. Either way, the failed attempt on a field goal will give the Phantoms the ball back with 1:43 left.
Yeah, right there you see it.
That infamous towel still floating around out there.
What are they doing with a towel on the field anyway? The quarterback keeps dropping a towel right there beside him.
See, the Phantoms stopped Lake Taylor and will take over 1st and 10, this time at their own 27-yard line. Kobe Goodwin on the handoff, and he was luckily able to get back to the line of scrimmage. He was brought down and hit in the backfield.
That was Tyree Lee, number 22, with the ball that time, Mike.
Okay.
Trying to get him going again,
Get him fired up like he did last week, huh? As the clock continues to run, 1:21 left here in the second quarter. 2nd down and 10. He was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Daz Robinson, the fullback, off the right side. Nice run for a 1st down. That's the biggest play of the game for the Phantoms. A gain of about 15 as the Phantoms will call timeout here.
Number 20, Lamont Flint, and it will be a 1st down for the Phoebus Phantoms, as the Phantoms have called for a timeout with 1:03 remaining.
There you see a nice run. I tell you, he only had to beat 1 or 2 people, and after that play, number 30 seemed to limp off the field. And you're going to love this number 30. You know who he is? Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson, 6 feet, 165, just a 9th grader, though, young kid. I hope he's okay and not hurt. Probably just pulled a little leg cramp there.
15-yard run for the Phantoms out to the 42-yard line. Timeout by the Phantoms is their 2nd. That leaves them with 1 here in the first half. Still no score as the defensive battle here at Darling Stadium between the Lake Taylor Titans and the Phoebus Phantoms.
You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel coming to you tonight, bringing you this game. We've got a great crew out there tonight, Mike. We have Nate Braxton, Susan Bowers, Gene Wheeler, and Steve Fryer on the cameras. We got Andy Foley, who's not feeling too well tonight, as our graphics and animation man. Slow motion instant replays tonight, as always, the fine young man, Mr. Mike Nowinski. Camera control operator and production and audio assistant is Renee Camden. The audio engineer is Don Sherrouse, and the director and producer, of course, the young man that tells us what to do up here, Mr. Scotty Bowers. I'd like to thank them all for a good job.
Phantoms have 3 wideouts now. Morant back to throw, being flushed out of the pocket, and down he goes. Not a lot there. And if you look at the defensive backfield, nobody open.
Now, these guys are very quick on defense. I've been impressed.
They do a very good job. They do a very good job of disguising their defense when they're setting up, too, especially.
Yeah, they got everybody in the box there, and you know what's going on. And as soon as the play begins to start, boom, they kind of bloom like a blossom.
Incomplete pass.
5 yards on the play.
I'm sorry, loss of about 6 on the play, as he's all the way back to the 37-yard line.
Now the best thing to do here, you got 2 plays, just run it out, just go in the locker room, make some changes, and go from there.
As the clock continues to run, as we're down to 15 seconds, and Phantoms are going to be charged with a delay game.
That's all right. They want to take it down that far, take that delay.
And this might be a good opportunity to kneel down after the snap here to end the first half, I think. Don't take any chances with 13 seconds to go.
For the Phantoms at their own 32.
I think it'd be a good time for them to set up in a shotgun type situation, have the ball centered back, and have Paul Morant take a knee, but have the ball go to the other back.
Morant back to pass. Nothing there. He never had a lot of time, as there was 3 Lake Taylor players in the backfield, and nothing doing there. The clock never started, and now it reads 11 seconds. So let's see what the official has to say.
Off down to the Phantom 23-yard line.
The clock failed to start on the play.
Stop for the Titans was number 56, Fred Hill.
And they're going to end the first half. So the first half comes to an end here at Darlin Stadium on that play. No score here between Lake Taylor and Phoebus. Eastern Region Championship game at Darlin Stadium. Bob, we got an interview down on the sideline.
I sure do, Mike. Thanks a lot. I got Mitch McCullough here. He's Commissioner of the Peninsula Football Officials Association. First of all, talk about the 2 things that there's emphasis this year.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to thank everybody in WHCS for over the years, not just this year, but over the years, the many years that I've been commissioner. It's my 16th year I finished. That this program you have here has really helped the officials in a lot of ways. We use your films, and we learn from them, and we hope that we'll be better because of it. So I'll say that first. A couple of emphatic rule changes this year. One was a sideline situation. That is, there's a 2-yard belt, sideline to a line that's drawn all the way around the stadium, which means that no one can be in that at the live ball. When the ball is snapped, the ball is alive, and nobody can be in that belt, 2-yard belt, except the officials. And it's a safety situation, why that was brought in. I'm very proud of our coaches around the district. I thought we were going to have a little bit of trouble. Of course, Coach Reeman's not here anymore. We can never keep him in the hashes. But our guys have really done a good job this year. A lot of coaches are used to being out close to the field and all that. They've really gotten back, worked hard with their kids. I appreciate that a lot. The second one was a loophole in the rule, which stated that a defensive foul, if it was a dead ball foul, you could only enforce it to succeeding spots. What would be the point after, or the 3-yard line? Well, that means a guy could have a hammer on a guy, and next thing you know, you only get a 3-yard penalty, half a yard. So they changed that rule, and that means that no matter what defensive foul it is, whether it's live ball or dead ball, prior to the snap of the point after, could be assessed at the coach's decision on the succeeding kickoff. They can have it on the kickoff. So that's the 2 most meaningful things.
All right, now I talked with Stan Sexton about the delay of game for the defense, but he said that just because he said the word purple and red, that in your estimation, it should have been more than that.
You're right. It has to be more than that. Just as we all know about audibles, the offense have audibles, and they'll use colors, red, blue, green, whatever they use. It just so happens this time they had the same color. They used purple, and Phoebus was using purple as one of their hot signals to go into offense, whether they're going to go pass defense or run defense. And there was a confusion factor there. The referee at the time called that a delay of game penalty and a 5-yard penalty. And he explained to them that they can't do that. What more so, though, what's important about that, it really is a 15-yard unsportsmanlike foul. And the reason it's in the book is that you cannot have the defense upsetting the offense by taking advantage, calling or confusing their offensive line with the same kind of situation or words that the offense uses. But somewhere in there has to be either go, hut, hut, something like that. Not just the color itself. That is not in and of itself wrong, okay? So, I mean, we all learn a little bit as we go along because it's very infrequent that happens. Right. Just so happens it happened.
Well, the last thing I want to talk to you before we come back to the studio, the situation at Hampton with Hampton High School when they were moving the ball player into the end zone and they signaled a touchdown, but another guy come back and said, no, it stopped.
The only thing I'm going to comment on is what the rule, in fact, states. I can't talk about that play as is, right, wrong, or indifferent, because I wasn't there. Wasn't my crew involved. I know that every referee is vested with the opportunity and the absolute requirement to assess what happens on the field and make the best judgment possible to make sure that no advantage was gained because of the situation. Now, there's a couple of things that fall. Number one, there's no rule about moving the pile. That is, you have to assist the runner, which means you literally have to hold him, pull him, grab him, do something, push him into the end zone. You've got to do something like that physically to the runner. And that was, I heard there was a comment about that. Now, what I saw in the film, there was no assisting the runner. Right. It was a situation of where was the ball at the end of the play, and then they had to decide. Something had to happen, and I was talking to you before we went on the air here. Something had to happen that referee, he had the two officials involved, and when he indicated third down, he was given information that caused him to say that play didn't go any farther than the 3-yard line. What that was, who will ever know, because they're together in the middle of the field, they're talking, and everything else is speculation. Only those three guys know. And we all learned from that. We all learned a big, education factor from it, in that as a commissioner, I've already passed on to my guys. Everybody has seen that film, and everybody will continue to learn from it, and we'll be bringing it up again next year. And there was some breakdown in mechanics around that whole situation. And we just hope it never happens, and it's a shame that it had to happen at all.
Right. Well, listen, Mick, I appreciate you taking time. It's always a pleasure to talk to you. And Scotty's got $20 in the truck for you for all the nice things you said.
Well, I got to say hello to Scott, and thanks to Scott and all the staff here at WHCS. You guys are number one. And this guy, he's been with me a long time.
Well, listen, I appreciate it. Everybody stay tuned for second half action.
Welcome back here at Darling Stadium. It's halftime. The Phoebus Phantoms and Lake Taylor. No score in the Eastern Region Championship game, and as everybody can see, Paul's cold. Paul's always cold.
It's cold. It's cold. I can't say but I can feel in my breath. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, it is November the 27th, and it is COLD cold. We're coming to you from Darling Stadium, bringing you a great, great game of defense. No offense.
The old COLD, right?
COLD cold, unlike OLD, which is right beside me.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Oh, that hurt.
That felt good, though.
I mean, if everybody wants to know, he's referring.
Then the
cold,
or the whatever happens if you're not old.
The alternative to being old is
6 foot under.
Yes, we don't want to go there.
A mold, right?
I tell you what, fellas, that's got to be the best two defensive teams I've seen in many, many years.
Neither offense could generate nothing. I mean, it was just.
Well, they did generate nothing. They just didn't generate anything.
Did you get any highlights?
They did get 3 first downs apiece during the first half.
Well, no highlights? No offensive highlights?
I don't believe there was any offensive highlights to be shown tonight, folks.
The highlight came when one team got the ball and then the other team got the ball. That was the highlight.
I think Phoebus only had like 18 yards. Let's look at the stats here.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the
Show
first
us what
half.
happened. Here we go.
Not a lot there. No yards passing by either team. Lake Taylor was 0 for 2, and they should have been 0 for 2 and 2 interceptions. But fortunately for Lake Taylor, both of their passes fell short of the defensive player. Look at your total yards, guys. 31 to 19. Not a lot of defense. Not a lot of offense going on in the first half. The most telling factor is the time of possession. I mean, offensively, considering that they only had 31 yards of total offense, I mean, they had the ball for almost 16 minutes.
Well, Lake Taylor had some problems with handling the ball. We saw that. The quarterback just, I hate to use the word muffed it, but something happened for him to misplay the ball, mishandle the ball in the backfield, which lost a lot of yardage for them, including one that was, about 19, 20-some yards.
Well, you look at that, too, and there was only one turnover in the game, and that happened to be it was a deflected pass off of Phoebus, and that set Lake Taylor up deep in Phoebus territory there towards the end of the first half. Again, Phoebus's defense came up pretty good and kept them out of the end zone too.
Well, let me make a couple of things that I saw down there. When he threw the pass, I'm talking about the quarterback for the Titans. When he threw the pass, those 2 times that looked like wounded ducks, he actually lost control of the ball when he was throwing it. That's what happened to him also when he fumbled the ball going back, kind of fumbled the ball going back. The ball is damp. That is a wet field out there, and they're trying to keep the ball dry, but he's evidently trying to squeeze it harder than he has to, and he's just not been able to hang on to it.
Yeah, one of the passes you were talking about there, Bob, we saw the replay on here, is one that just kind of went straight up and came straight down. He actually got hit in the arm as he started to throw that ball.
That was the second one, yeah.
But that one just went up and just came down.
I could not see down on the field what happened when Phoebus attempted that field goal. I couldn't tell if somebody hit it or was a bad spot or what.
It didn't look like it was a bad spot. It was just a bad kick.
Bad kick.
From what we could tell. Well, we're going to see just soon here how the offensive or the Phoebus Phantom coaching staff make adjustments here to go in the second half, because they will have the ball first to start the second half here.
I'm curious as to what they would have said in the locker room today. I mean, it's like, guys, you're playing great defense. We just need to do something with this offense here and find some holes. And, Bob, I know you're always talking about this, and I've talked about it for years and years and years, because Phoebus's offense starts with the line. And over the last 3 years, they've had some of the greatest linemen I have ever watched play high school ball in this area. And tonight, the line is what's making this game, I want to say, not go.
Well, no, it's not that. It's the defense. There's more guys on the defensive side of the ball rushing than you have blockers. So you can only block so many people. And they are bringing more people than there are blockers. And that's why it's looking like the defensive line or their offensive line is not doing what they should be, opening up holes. Well, it's hard to open up a hole when there's another man that's in the gap that you've already opened up the hole, and that's what's happening. They'll make some. Coach Nabard will make some adjustments, and we'll just have to see defensively what they do. But offensively, that offensive line has just got to keep on in there, and hopefully we can break one and do something.
They're going to have to do something, because everybody talked about how good Lake Taylor's defense was against the run, but nobody said anything about how good they are against the pass. And they've done an excellent job tonight in covering the receivers and denying Phoebus any kind of air game.
Well, I've got to say that I think, with the exception of the last pass that ran through, most of his passes have been underthrown too. The last pass down here to number 84 was right in his hands.
Well, Mike, he's getting a whole lot of pressure. He doesn't have much
I understand
time.
That. Absolutely.
By the time that ball gets back to him in that shotgun, there's a man in his face.
That's right. Morales now set to kick the ball off for Lake Taylor. Colby Goodwin deep down in his own 10-yard line for the Phantoms.
This will be the first time Colby may get a chance, depending on where they kick it, to run the ball.
And here it is, and Goodwin will take it at about the 12. Gets around one block, gets through the line outside the 30, and the Phantoms will have good field position to start the third quarter play here at their own 33-yard line.
And speaking of the third quarter of this game is sponsored by Eric Thompson Realtor, a Hampton City Schools alumni and former athlete. You can call Eric at 685-3127 to buy or sell a home or property. And by Zooms. Once again, David Allen and Zooms are sponsoring student athletes in Hampton. Zooms with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, good food at good prices. Bring the entire family to Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News or Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton, and we'll get to the others after this.
Grant hands the ball off to the tailback, and he's met right at the line of scrimmage and rolls to the right maybe to get back to the line, and that's it. Colby Goodwin, not a lot there as Lake Taylor's defense is stacking the line again.
Yeah, you had, after this play stopped, you had 3 guys in the backfield of the defense and 8 guys up there.
It looks like to me he missed the hole. He went a little too wide. If he'd have cut it inside a little bit, he might have had a crease in there. But this something you got to adjust. You understand that field is so wet, it's hard to make that cut.
Yeah, but well, we'll find out. I'm thinking maybe they should start going wide. Like this.
There's the play that went for 15 earlier, and again it goes for about 18 this time. A quick handoff to Chaz Robinson, number 25, and good job getting through the line real fast. A little bang play up the middle there.
Yeah, it was a good play. Now, folks, here's our last sponsor for the third quarter, and that's Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports offers screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara.
That little quick hit to Chaz Robinson has been successful twice now. And there is Chaz Robinson again gets outside for about 15 near the 40-yard line.
I don't know if that play was designed to go outside. It looked like he was going towards the hole and popped it out.
And Scotty's got a good thing there. Do it until they stop you, right?
There you go, Scotty.
Well, isn't that what they used to do when they had thunder and lightning? Left, right, left, right, left, right. Stop them, and nobody could.
Tigers have scored. They missed the extra point. Early now in the third quarter.
It looks like they're about an inch or two shy of the first down. I thought that they had more than enough to get the first down, but obviously the sticks fell down.
Obviously, you're not as big an eagle eye as my partner used to be. He could spot
Tim Cole could spot that ball a mile away.
He would
so that
say.
Goes for just under 10 on the play, and it'll bring up second down in inches for the Phantoms. Yeah, Tim had good eyes, I'll tell you what.
Yards on the play, second down and
I think it was part eagle.
For the Phantoms.
I really do. I think it's part eagle. He didn't have any hair on his head. He had feathers.
Maybe we can get Scotty to turn your microphone up a little bit because I have a hard time hearing you.
Did you hear that, Scotty?
Second down in inches, and Morant still going. There's that strum we were talking about earlier, huh?
People at home can hear me.
All right, that's good.
But understand now what Nicola said during the halftime, that is not a penalty. The penalty is if you actually grab a hold of the runner and assist him.
And that's what had me curious the whole time when I heard that some people were saying it was assisting the runner. And you really have to, like you said, you have to grab the runner and pull him in or grab him and push him through. And it's kind of hard to do.
So first down for the Phantoms as they move the ball to the 35-yard line of Lake Taylor. Chaz Robinson, no, this time Morant keeps the ball and he's brought down right at the line.
He run a little option that time, hoping they would go at Chaz and then he could break it outside or pitch it. But that defense is awful tough.
They are.
Well, even if the defense had gone to it, like you said just a few minutes ago, there were 3 or 4 guys right behind the 2 guys that were up front. If they'd have gone for him, they'd still been there to stop.
It's hard to block more people than you have blockers. It really is tough.
Yeah,
and you got to give Lake Taylor credit.
It's like trying to get Mike's way when he's going for the turkey. He never made it.
And there's Chaz Robinson again, breaks the tackle and breaks another one. It's all the way down inside the 15.
Oh, what a nice run. Running out of tackles.
Hands it off to number
all the way down to about the 12-yard line. Great run this time. 1st and 10 as the Phantoms now threaten here in the early portions of the third quarter.
2 tackles.
Good
Forced out of bounds.
Good run.
Chaz, that was an excellent offensive effort.
23-yard run on that one. Good run by Chaz Robinson, and he's right now pulling the load for the Phantoms on the ground. Robinson again is met at the line, is able to lean forward to just inside the 10.
Now the Phoebus crowd you see on the screen there has a little something to cheer for. And you can see how cold it is out there, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody with the big coats, the hoods, the gloves, the blankets.
It is a gain of 2 yards on the play.
The earmuffs.
And a long 8 for the Phantoms. Brian Mebane assisting on the tackle was number 55, Roderick Dean.
Gain of a couple on the play. Here's the handoff again to the lead back up the middle down near the 5-yard line. And again, it's Chaz Robinson.
I tell you, Chaz is giving them a spark. Remember last week it was Larry Lee?
Get ready to say that.
Yeah. Sometimes you got somebody else will step up.
Chaz Robinson is stepping up right now, and I know his brother is very, very, very happy to see this happening.
3rd down and about 4 for the Phantoms. Ball just shy of the 5-yard line. Keeper by Morant right up the middle. He's short of the 3. He's going to be short of the 1st down, too, by about a yard.
All Morant on a keeper.
We need to have maybe we need to measure that.
He's a good yard. Yeah, he's a good yard short.
We'll measure it anyway. Ask him.
Take the time to look at it, right? So 4th down and a good yard to go, and they're going to go for it inside the 5.
4th and
Morant
1.
does the same thing. Draw him offside, and he did it.
Great call.
He'll get half the distance to the goal and get a 1st down.
There's one of the breaks that
And we talked about that during halftime too, trying to get that get the Titans to be drawn offside when they're loading up the line.
Watch this. Watch in the middle of your screen, right over the quarterback. 1-2, 1-2. He just.
Distance to the goal, 1st and goal for the Phantoms. The ball is inside the Lake Taylor 2.
Yep.
Great call.
So 1st and goal just inside the 2-yard line for the Phantoms. As
I go right up the middle again with Morant.
They stacking backfield there, and there's Colby Goodwin as he's met right at the line and touchdown.
He got it.
Touchdown Phantoms. Colby Goodwin goes 2 yards for the score.
Now wait. We got to make sure.
Hey, no, this is a Peninsula District crew.
Wait.
This is a Peninsula District crew.
You hear any whistles?
Yeah, they whistled when he made the touchdown.
Only the one that blew when he raised his arms.
Goodwin gets the
end
ball.
zone. Oh, he just did get in there too.
He
It
did
don't
that.
make any difference. All that ball's got to do is cross the goal line. He could have it don't make any difference in the stats.
So Eric Anderson now to kick the extra point attempt for the Phantoms, now out in front 6-0.
Corey McCoy made a good block on that touchdown run, and then Colby just
Kick is up. It is definitely long enough and good. So 7:24 to go in the third quarter. The Phantoms strike first here in the third quarter of play and are out in front by a score of 7-0. Eastern Region Championship game at Darling Stadium on a cool Friday evening.
On a cold Friday evening. You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel, November the 27th, 2009. Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser and Bob Hintz and Brent Musgrove.
And that was a 67-yard drive, fellas. 67 yards.
7-0. In 9 plays, and it took the Phantoms 4 minutes and 28.
So the Phantoms will set up to kick it off now for Phoebus. What do you got down there? 4:28 on the drive.
It took them that long? 4 minutes and 28 seconds. Wow.
Very good.
Hopefully that'll open things up for Phoebus here. I know it should give them some confidence now. That I don't know what they've done, but they've got a blocking scheme that's working because it's opening up some holes. But I think they're going to the outside a little bit now.
They are. They probably, but the touchdown was right up the gut.
Right.
But now they need to have a good defensive stop to keep this momentum going.
Henderson tees it up at the 40.
Oh, that's a golf term, isn't it?
Still teed up. The ball is on the tee. He doesn't.
I'll tell you a story about golf.
Deep kick down to the near side, taken at about the 16-yard line by number 7 on the play. And that,
the official went down.
That is
safe.
Aaron Neal. So Neal will carry the ball back to about the 27-yard line where Lake Taylor will have their first possession here in the third quarter. Nice. I mean, it was a nice drive. Took care of half of the quarter.
There's another golf term.
It's the best drive of the night.
Man.
It's the only real drive.
It's the only real drive of the night, really. I mean, what did Phoebus have in the first half? 19 total yards?
Yes.
Mr. Musgrove is shaking his head yes.
Ball's in the shotgun.
Ooh, had some movement by the Lake Taylor line there. Great shot by our camera crew as we were down at ground level. And you can see that movement right on your screen, folks.
I think every flag on the field went down that
right
time.
Down there where we need to see him.
But that'll cost them 5 yards, make it 1st and 15 now.
Watch the guy move right here on the left-hand side, right there.
Yeah, he picked up.
7th penalty for 50 yards against Lake Taylor. Was it against Lake Taylor?
7 penalties.
Ball's now under center. Hands the ball off to number 2, Walton. Gets through. Oh, and he hit a brick, didn't he? That was Chaz Robinson, just stood him right up.
That was when they had this call down here when Hampton was, when Phoebus won the ball.
Hands it off to number 2, Darian Walton. Walton is going to be
hit the guy in the back.
Yeah, I know he did. Well, we talked about that up here.
Did you? I couldn't hear.
And we saw the replay and just, I mean, it was just an obvious hit from the back.
Yeah, he tackled
him down, and he called a holding call.
Yeah,
Loss of a yard on the play that time, guys.
Picked up 4 because it was 15.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'm sorry. He did pick up 4. Back to pass. There's a pass over the middle. Wide open.
Going to the races.
Morant chasing him down, and down he goes at inside the 20-yard line.
There was a missed assignment somewhere there, fellas, because there was 5 defensive backs, and they get the ball to the only white third down there.
Yeah, Mario Rosen over the middle, wide open.
Yeah, watch this. He comes from the side here and just breaks loose, and look at that. There's only 2 receivers out there.
57 yards on that play.
So now Lake Taylor has it 1st and 10. Handed the ball off to Walton over the left side. Not much there. Pick up maybe a yard.
Look like Romero. That guy is playing tremendous defense.
Always does.
Wow, I'm just so impressed with him.
Very talented young man. We were impressed with him the last year.
He was a key factor in last year's game between Lake Taylor.
Yes, he was.
He sure was.
Yeah.
And he's just
catching the ball.
Yeah. I got a feeling you haven't seen the best of him yet. I think you're going to see that next year.
Oh, he's getting better and better.
Gain of a yard, 2nd down and 9. Walls around the right end. Out near the 10-yard line. Brought down there a little short of the 10.
You know, he's run that play a couple of times, and he has always been able to get 4 or 5 yards on that play.
If I remember correctly, they did this a lot last year because remember when we were sitting at the stadium at Harbor Park and they were at our end of the field and we were watching the same play over and over again.
Yeah, and I had icicles hanging from my eyelids.
Yeah, you did. That was one cold evening.
That was cold. Tonight.
Yes, it was. It was. That was freezing. It wasn't cold. It was freezing.
Down in the teens that night.
And the wind was blowing.
Gain of about 5. Call it 3rd down and 4 now for Lake Taylor. Back to passes, balls.
Holding.
Wide
and
open.
Flushed out, and there was a hold there, and it did not get called. And he will be close to a first down. Depends on the mark.
Now, don't look like he got back to the...
Walls on the keeper.
I'm not sure why he didn't continue to go left. He had the whole
Yeah.
side of the field open over there.
Officials will call timeout now to check a measurement.
I want you to know how cold it was at Harbor Park last year, guys. It was so cold that the lines crinkled. They were so cold and brittle, and they began to go in different directions.
He's referring to the 10-yard line.
yeah.
That was about 4 yards off.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
over on this side of the field, it was marked at the 10, but over here it was at the 5.
5. Yeah, I remember that.
Andy just said it was a rhombus, not a rectangle.
So he's
I have to
short
agree.
of the first down. They'll call it
Well, it's
fourth
what is
down
it,
and
third
short
down?
now.
Oh,
No, it's
fourth.
fourth and a yard. So a key play here now for the Phantoms defense, as Walls will set up under center. A keeper off the right side. He's got the yard.
Got it.
And he will be first and goal for Lake Taylor inside the 5-yard line.
So I guess the Phoebus team was not the only one to go in the locker room and make adjustments, was it?
Well, the difference in this game right now is that long pass play.
That's it.
57 yards, and he's wide open, and too many people out there for him to be that wide open.
Wasn't it Daquan Romero who was wide open last year on a play down the middle that went for 50, 60 yards?
Could be.
Walls hands the ball off to Walton around the left end. He's hit and brought down for about a yard loss.
Looked like Colby Goodwin, number 38, wrapped up that play.
I have been telling Coach Sexton all year long, I am so impressed with how his safeties and his cornerbacks come up and can hit.
Boom, there it is right there.
And they do stick you.
Wonder who the camera was
Also
on that.
about a yard on the play. Second down and goal now from the 5.
Susan, nice job on that shot, young lady. I know it's cold out there, but that was a wonderful shot. Thank you so much. We have a good crew out there.
Phoebus' defense has to stiffen here. Second goal from the 5. Again, Walton this time up the middle off the left-hand side, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Lake Taylor.
He made that look easy.
Yeah, that was an easy 5 yards right there.
Watch this. He just takes it and just bounces off the side and slips right through. Pretty much uncontested there till he got into the end zone.
So Morales in there to kick the extra point attempt to try to tie it up.
No offense at all the first half, and the two initial
first drives of each
offense series for both teams end up in touchdowns.
Morales out of the holds of number 20, Lamont Britt. Kick is up long enough and no good.
Push it to the right.
So the extra point is no good, and the Phantoms stay out in front, 7-6, with 3:06 to go here in the second quarter of play.
And there's a lot of happy Phoebus fans right there. It's a high snap. He gets it down quickly, but you can see him as he set up. He twisted to his right, and the ball sailed in that direction.
That was 73 yards in 4 minutes and 11 seconds, fellas. What's going on over here?
We're laughing at Andy.
Here's the bad snap. Now watch how his body comes this way. His plant slips a little bit, and the ball goes off to the right. Oh, my gosh.
So Morales will set up to kick the ball off now for Lake Taylor. And the Phantoms will continue to lead the game 7-6. 3:06 to go here in the third quarter of play. Both teams came out in the third quarter with their first series of downs and went right down the field and scored. That's something they didn't do in the first half.
That's right. They didn't score. That's why they had
Neither
zeros.
one of them.
Woo.
So let's see what happens here. Colby Goodwin will take it inside the 10 at about the 8. And down he goes at about the 20. He gets to about the 21-yard line. That's it. So Phoebus will start this series of downs, 1st and 10 from their own 21.
Good kick coverage by Lake Taylor that time because Colby usually gets a head of steam going and he can pick up some yards. Oh, the weather outside is frightening, but the fire is so delightful.
You know, they heard somebody was talking about the Woodside game was the same score, 7-6, with Woodside out in front.
Oh, really?
Yeah. As Oscar Smith missed their extra point also.
Wow.
So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Phantoms. One wide out to the near side, set up in the eye. And there's Goodwin with the pitch. Nice yards, and I tell you what, they're gaining a lot more yards here in the second half going outside.
They are that.
Well, if you notice what the defense is doing, they're all inside the end. So you're talking, you got 9 bodies inside the ends. If you can get that end, get a nice shield block there, get outside, you can pick up. You're going to get some, more yardage.
Yeah, and you got Chaz Robinson out in front, lead blocker there. He picks off the next guy that comes up, so they can, if they can corner that side and get around there, they'll get the yardage.
2nd down and 4 now for the Phantoms. Ball sits at 26.
Look at this. Look at the defense.
Right up the middle this time is Colby Goodwin down near the 34-yard line.
He got the first down.
Oh, yeah. That's one of the better runs up the middle today.
Well, they've got to be concerned now because they run it outside so much on that first drive.
So what is going to happen? Their linebackers are going to move outside a little bit.
They got to move a little bit. They got to protect that outside flank.
And they did. You couldn't see it on here, but the linebacker on the left side, as soon as the ball was centered, he slid to his left.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Anticipation.
Yes.
Sometimes can.
And then you had the 2 front men who overplayed the runner, and that just allowed a nice little seam there.
So 1st and 10 at the 34 for the Phantoms.
Blitz.
Nice play by Morant keeping the ball that time because they had the pitch pretty well covered on that one. He picks up what looks to be about 6 or 7 on the play, outside the 40.
He made a nice dance step over one of the would-be tacklers there, and as we watch on the replay here, watch him right there. That's a great
Did
young.
a great job of simulating the pass.
Gain of 7 on the play. It's 2nd and 3 now for the Phantoms. Morant right up the middle.
Close to the first down.
I think he's going to be about a yard short, it looks like, when they spot it.
It looks to me like they're putting it pretty close right there.
We're gonna
That's going to be short.
I think he's got it.
Nah, he's short.
Where's Tim when I need him?
He's short by about 2-3 inches.
Either 2 or 3.
2.
Okay.
Short by 2.
I told you they had the first down.
Oh, I never told you I could see.
Well, it's a lot like you can't see, can't sing, you can't stay warm.
There's one key word in every one of them sentences. It can't.
You want to go back down on the sideline?
Are you running me out of here?
No. Actually, I like it when you come back up here. But don't
1st and 10 now for the Phantoms at the 44. Up the middle to Chaz Robinson. Nothing there. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Good defense on the play that time by Lake Taylor.
Number 25, Chaz Robinson.
Robinson gets back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be 2nd down and 10.
2nd down and along 9 for the Phantoms. Ball is at the Phoebus 44.
This game's going quick, ladies and gentlemen. We've got less than a minute here in the third quarter.
Don't do that.
Pitch play, and I tell you, they had that one covered.
Yeah, you should never pitch the ball. The pitch man was covered.
That's a big loss.
It's a loss of about 7 on the play.
Back to the Phantom 38-yard line.
That's going to bring up a 3rd down and about 17.
Well, that's a passing situation here, fellas.
I think they were setting this up. I think there's something that they want to run here in particular.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Well,
what would that be?
A
An
pass.
18-yard play.
Okay.
They've got that in their repertoire, too.
Yes, it's called
18 yards.
yes, it's called the 18-yard play.
Third down now, long for the Phantoms.
You notice they're back a little bit.
Yes, they are.
Back to pass.
Time, give him time.
And he got the block, too. Look at this. Look at this. 40,
Come on,
35,
hold on to the
30,
ball. Hold
all
on
the
to the
way
ball.
down
See?
inside the 30-yard
Going
line.
at the 40.
Holding keeper.
Told you they had an 18-yard play. Paul Morant just didn't hear me. He went for more.
He went for a lot more. Look
at this.
Watch this.
There's good coverage, and Bob mentioned, he says, look at how they've dropped back to cover the pass. But look at that block. He gets right there, makes a good cut.
That
he
was an
slips two
outstanding block
tackles.
by number 11, who we still don't know who number 11 is. He's not on my roster.
Is Anthony Haste.
All right. Yes, he is. Well, that's the end of the third quarter play here at Darling Stadium. At the end of 3, Phoebus leads 7-6 over the Lake Taylor Titans.
That was a 34-yard run, fellas.
Well, 18, 34, one or the other. Hi, Beth. How are you, Miss Mayor?
She looks like she might be a little on the nippy side.
She
Yes,
was so
she's
warm
cold.
earlier.
Oh,
now
yeah,
look
right.
At her. Now look at her. She looks like an icicle.
Real quickly, ladies and gentlemen, the fourth quarter of this game is going to be sponsored by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armstead Avenue, serving the peninsula since 1909. By Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you, longtime sponsors of Hampton City Schools and student athletes. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with some of the best burgers in town and some of the best food. I can verify that. Located at Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News and at Coliseum Drive and Mercury Boulevard. And by Tidewater Team Sports, your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News.
The glass up here in the press box is starting to fog up a bit, isn't it?
You dust furniture too, as well as clean windows? No, it's far from warm up
Wait a
here.
minute.
All right, 1st and 10 now for the Phantoms as we get set to start the fourth quarter. Morant hands the ball off to Goodwin. Nothing there as he's met right at the line. Breaks the tackle, and he'll end up losing about 3 on the play.
Tell you what, Mike, number 56 from Lake Taylor, and that's outside linebacker Fred Hill, just pushed right through the offensive line and met the runner head on right there. He just stopped that
He
play.
just shot the gap.
He
Loss
did.
of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd down and 14 now for the Phantoms. Ball is inside of the 33-yard line.
Getting close for them to call that 18-yard play again.
Ladies and gentlemen, 7 minutes, 31 seconds over in Chesapeake. The Woodside Wolverines have scored. The extra point is good. They lead the Tigers.
It's Colby Goodwin on a sweep to the left. There is a flag. Might be a holding call against the Phantoms.
Wolverine hands it off to number 38, Colby Goodwin. We do have a flag on the play.
Word has it the Woodside Wolverines have scored again and now lead 14-13 over Oscar Smith.
Oh, Oscar Smith went ahead? Mm-hmm. I didn't know that.
Number 25, Brian Newman.
They are 7 minutes to go in the game, I heard.
Hey, Oscar Smith has had their hands full the last 2 games.
Holding against the offense. 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Remaining 2nd down.
Looks like about 2nd and 24, Mike.
From the spot of the foul. That always hurts when it comes to high school and holding calls.
No problem. They've got a 25-yard play in their playbook.
No, they just had a 38-yarder a minute ago, right?
Well, they didn't use it, though.
Yeah, they did, too.
Well, no, that was a 18-yard play.
On the time many yards they had to go, they went 38.
Yeah, he slipped the tackle to get to 38. It was still an 18.
Okay. Either way, it's 2nd down and long. Brant back to throw and nothing there. He's down. He's going to lose about 2.
Come up easy, guys.
He
Come up
back
easy.
to pass. He was going to pass that time, and he just couldn't see the people. The defense was standing up. There was nowhere to throw the ball. That was actually a good decision on his part.
Because if he'd have thrown the ball, it would have been intercepted. I was watching the receiver. As he turned to go up the sideline, he had a defender coming right at him, and if that ball had been thrown, he'd have picked it off. It had been nothing but he in the end zone. So he made a great decision that time.
3rd down and a bunch, guys. 3rd and 24.
Okay. Time to pull that pocket play out here.
44.
Back to passes Morant. Lost the ball up down the left sideline. It's caught as it looks like it's number 84 on the catch for the Phantoms. That is Deloach. As he stops and goes around the defender, jumps over top of him to get the ball.
Hey, you got to go get the ball when
Make
it's
the adjustment.
there. Absolutely. And that's the young man they're really high on. He's just a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken.
Watch him right here, guys. Watch him. He just throws it up. Now he has to battle the defender, come back for it, step in front of the defender to get the ball, and he does it.
So it's 4th down and about 3 now for the Phantoms. Looks like they're going to set up to attempt the field goal. This will be...
We're going to have a timeout first. Phantom's going to talk about it.
You have a timeout now being taken.
Looks like it'll set up about a 38-yard field goal attempt by Anderson.
30 seconds remaining in the game.
9 minutes and 30 seconds to go here with the Phantoms still out in front, 7-6.
That was one of the most acrobatic catches I've seen in a long time. But you're right, he had to reach over around the defender to get the ball, but never took his eyes off the ball. And that'll show you sometimes that a hard pass is easier to catch than an easy one, because he missed one down here when it hit him in the hand.
Yeah.
But,
well, he made great adjustment to get around the defender that time.
Just did a great job. The coaches, again, are real high on this young man. They say he's got tremendous hands.
And again, he's only a sophomore.
He is. So you checked that out?
Yes, I did. Sophomore, 10th grade. 6'4", 195 pounds.
You know he's going to get bigger.
Yes.
He's going to get stronger. He'll probably get taller.
And if he is, they can that's why they're going to just toss that ball up in the air and let him go for it like that.
So Anderson will come in, and he will, looks like they're going to mark the ball around the 28. Let's see where they end up putting it down. We'll call it the 29, so it'll be about a 39-yard field goal attempt by Eric Anderson here.
Who's the holder?
As Paul Morant's the holder.
Wouldn't you love to pull him offside right now?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Kick is up. It's long enough.
It's good.
39-yard field goal by Eric Anderson extends the Phoebus Phantom lead to 6. It's now 10-6. 4 points, I'm sorry. I keep looking at 6. It is 10-6. It's a 4-point lead now. Hey, now it forces it to be a touchdown.
Yes.
No, we don't want a touchdown. We just want to get the ball back.
I'm just saying it forces Lake Taylor now to score the touchdown in order to win the game.
Hard to go in front. Be in their thinking pattern.
You know what's more impressive? We don't have Bob down on the field to check this out.
I don't understand
why was there not. I mean, that wasn't even close.
Why no flag?
I don't know, but that ball looked like it set down in a quagmire of mud.
And I guarantee you, the coach there is not happy. The field goal kicker literally was run over. Henderson will tee it up now at the 40.
5 minutes and 41 seconds on that drive, guys.
And 9:25 to go here in regulation.
Number 24, 44.
As Henderson will tee it up for the Phantoms.
Well, once again, Phoebus in that situation like they were on the last drive, folks. They're going to have to stop Lake Taylor on this drive.
24 is Torrey Palmer to the near side. And that's where he goes towards him, and he picks it up at about the 16-yard line, and he is down at about the 24. Give him about 8 yards maybe on the return, and the Lake Taylor will take over 1st and 10.
Great punt or kickoff coverage on that one.
At their own 25.
All right, now it's in the defense's hands right now. You know they had success on that long pass, so I look for them to go to the air again. I don't know if right off.
No, I think they'll go 1 or 2 runs, and then I think they'll go to the air.
Yeah, wide out on either side. Single setback is Walton. Walls takes the ball, keeps it, and down he goes at about the 25. Give him about a yard on the carry, and that's about it.
Well, he's going to run the option that time, and decided to take it on himself to take the ball.
Keeper is going to be brought down by the Phantoms, number 88.
Did he catch it? Get anything on that yardage?
Got back to the 25, so it looks like no gain on the play.
Second down, 10.
There's Zach Williams again, number 40.
30-yard line.
And that guy, he was so fired up in the last game, and in this game you can see him fired up. Him and Romero really do some hitting.
Don't forget, we have to also pick player of the games tonight, which we haven't talked about. And
I've got somebody in mind.
I got somebody in mind.
Back to pass as Wells, and down he goes. As looks like number 8 on the play for the Phantoms, and that's Eric Carter, and also, is it 22? 22, Tyree Lee on the stop also.
We had a great shot of this watch. As soon as he turns around, there's number 8 and number 22
that's the reason why
right
Walls
there.
is still down. Yeah,
that was Eric Carter, number 8, that got him from the bottom.
He hit him good.
If you see the replay one more time, you'll see how hard he was hit when he went down.
There it is, Eric Carter from the top, and then Tyree Lee right here comes
right
in low. Boom. Just takes him off his feet. That's a good hit.
Kicked both his legs right up, and he's
Looked
limping.
like he took both players off their legs.
Did.
So the Titans will have to bring in their backup quarterback here.
And he'll be okay, I'm sure. They'll work on that real quickly and get it off. And there's Mr. CNU himself, Mr. Bill D. A little bit nervous here, I'm sure, even though he's not the coach. He still has a heart here with the Phoebus Phantoms.
Kevin Swafford is the new quarterback now for Lake Taylor. He'll hand the ball off to Walton up the middle on a draw play. Breaks free, and he might be gone, guys, as he is all the way down inside of the Phantom 40-yard line on a draw play.
Well, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and I'm going to say it was that quarterback that made that draw play. That was a good watch, the fake he gives, and then the draw. The other draws by Manley, Walton, have just been kind of straight backhanded to him.
First and 10 as the ball sits at the Phantom's 38-yard line.
Smart lady there with the blanket.
Same play, this time different result, as down on the play that time is number 33, Justin Lyles, on the stop. It was handed off again to number 2, Walton. He loses about 3 or 4 on the play, back down near the 42-yard line.
Number 8, Eric Carter, also in on that play.
Number 8 is McGugan. I told
that's
Mike
right. That's
he
right.
might change
I'm sorry.
the number.
Yep.
He's number 8, McGugan.
I've got that on my starting lineup. You're exactly correct. Number 8 is Tevin McGugan.
Yep, right there. Ooh, they lifted up early. Yes, indeedy. That one's going to be, that's going to cost them 5 yards now, as Lake Taylor now is moving backwards.
That was interesting. All the players stopped, and then the flags came about 3 seconds later.
The band, please stop playing when the other team has the ball. Please stop playing when the other team has the ball.
A band cannot play while the other team has the ball.
Interesting call. That's not what the flag was for, was it?
No. But
okay.
They're going to give them the 5 yards back again.
I don't know how you can do that.
They gave him a penalty for illegal moving up front, and they said that now I guess they're saying the band calls it, so they gave him the 5 yards back.
Will he tell the crowd not to make noise too?
Yep, I guess they can.
Unreal. Back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, hit in the backfield, broke a tackle, and then down he goes. They got to call him dead.
He's got to call him back. He's not going to call him back there.
He's either got to call it back there or call it intentional grounding, one or the other.
He's going to say he got back to a yard shy of where the line was, so it'll still go as a sack, but only a loss of a yard.
Watch this. He rolls back. He can't find a receiver. He takes off running. They
That's
grab
where it
him
should
right
be
about.
dead, right there. It should be on the solid yard marker, and they're actually moved it up.
No. That's about where it should be right there. They've got it.
They just gave him a sack.
That goes down as a yard loss and a sack, so it's 3rd down and about 15. Back to pass the original quarterback back in. This time throws the ball over the middle.
Wide open again. Twice now, the Phoebus Phantom defensive secondary has been burned.
Again.
Watch this on the bottom part of your screen. The receiver goes by the defenders and has a good 3 yards on everybody.
1st and goal now as the ball sits at about the 8-yard line for the Lake Taylor Titans.
Watch them.
6 minutes and 7 to go.
Watch them start riding Darren Walton, number 2.
There's Walton.
There he goes.
Up the middle to about the 6. Looks like maybe the 7's where they're going to mark him. Give him a yard gain on the play.
That 5'8", 170-pound junior is just going to take that ball and run until they can stop him.
2nd down and goal now. The ball sits at 7.
Well, the defense has got to step up, fellas.
Timeout now is called by Lake Taylor. That leaves them with 2 to go here in the final 5 minutes and 39 seconds. Phoebus also has 2 timeouts remaining.
Getting down to the end, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching all of this right here on LSC Local Sports Channel, coming to you on Cox Channel 48 and Verizon Channel 22. And we are being taped tonight. You'll be able to see this game again on Saturday, or actually you're watching it on Saturday, but you'll be able to see it Sunday, November the 29th at 4:30, Tuesday, December the 1st at 6 a.m. and 6 p.m., and Thursday, December the 3rd at 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. And all you have to do is turn it on to Cox 48 or Verizon 22, or simply go to the internet and you can watch it there too, ladies and gentlemen. Go to the Hampton City School website. Click on WHCS on the right-hand side. It'll take you to the WHCS page. Click on the LSC logo to the right, and the game window will pop up on your left, and you just watch us there. And if you don't have the media program, it'll tell you to download it.
Here we go, 2nd down and goal now for Lake Taylor. 2 wide outs in the I formation.
They're in the I formation, yeah, Mike. They're going to go with that ISO play.
And this is the exact play right here, guys, that happened last week, and they're giving them the touchdown.
No, I got to call it back.
Touchdown, Lake Taylor. That is exactly what happened against Hampton last week. So Lake Taylor now takes the lead with the touchdown.
Any whistles? Oh, my goodness. That looked real familiar. Same color jerseys, too.
Morales in now to kick the extra point, try to make this a 3-point game. Kick is up. It's to the far side, and I think he missed it again. No, he did make it.
That was right there.
So the extra point by Morales is good, and now Lake Taylor with 5:30 to go in the game leads 13-10. My goodness.
Swinging the momentum. Passing has been the difference in this game. Lake Taylor able to run some routes that have freed the receivers, and the passing game has worked here in the second half.
They've had 2 passes for 80 yards.
And 2 for
4 for 80 yards.
So that makes them 2 for 2 in the second half, right? So the Phoebus Phantoms now have to take the ball and score.
Exactly.
They need at least a field goal to tie it. As Morales will tee it up now at the 4.
3:18 remaining in the game. Oscar Smith, 27, Woodside, 13.
Morales gets ready to kick off for Woodside. Deep for the Phantoms. Colby Goodwin back at his own 10-yard line. Short kick. Taken at the 25-yard line. Gets the ball out to the 35 where Phoebus will take over 1st and 10 at their own 36-yard line. 5:23 to go here in regulation. The Phantoms down 13-10.
And folks, this may be the drive right here that decides whether the Phoebus Phantoms move on to the States. It is November the 27th, 2009. You're watching LSC Local Sports Channel coming to you on Friday night from Darling Stadium in the championship game of the Regionals, Division 5. Phoebus and Lake Taylor, with Lake Taylor at this time up 13-10 with 5:23 left in the game.
And the ball off to Colby Goodwin up the middle.
Hands it off to number 38.
And he picks up about 5 on the play. And look at the defense when they're setting up here, guys. The entire team, with the exception of the one defensive back, is on the line of scrimmage.
But I'll guarantee you they got 2 or 3 guys that can get back quickly, as we've seen in this game so far, guys.
Timeout was called by the officials for, I guess, a check of some equipment. But here we go, as they'll wind the clock back up again, down underneath for 5 minutes to go. Again, the defense is on the line. Again, handing it off to Colby Goodwin off the left-hand side. Nothing there as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it.
You got 10 men right up there in the line of scrimmage, and the other one over here on the wideout. It's hard to run. All you got is 7 men up there blocking 10.
They don't give you much time to throw the ball either.
Also, it'll stop for the.
I wonder why they haven't attempted to try to get something to Romero as a tight end and, slip him off the line of scrimmage right over the middle.
They haven't had time to. As Bob said, they've got all these guys coming out there, and Romero's having to block.
Here's a pitch to Colby coming around the near side. See if he can get outside as he's down at about the 45. He's going to be a yard short of the first down. Out of bounds.
You got to go for it. You got to go for it. You're less than a yard. Quarterback keeper.
Goodwin is going to be knocked out of bounds outside. So down 45.
Yeah, we're going to have to measure, but I believe he's about a
half
on the spot.
He's about a half a yard shy, I think.
Yeah, let's see if we can see right here. He gets up to the.
And he went out of bounds.
Yeah,
a good spot too. I think he's about a half a yard shy.
He is.
Probably a good football length. About the length of the football, guys. 4th down, 4 minutes and 4 seconds.
The season may be riding on this play.
Might be a play that would be good to spread out the defense, put 3 or 4 wide receivers out there, and then let Morant carry it up the middle.
Let's go, O-line.
Get that defense away from the line of scrimmage.
4th down and inches down for the Phoenix.
And they send one wide out to the far side over there in the I formation. Colby Goodwin is the tailback.
Well, here it is, folks.
I don't understand why they don't spread the defense out.
They have confidence in their running game.
Morant up the middle. He's going to be, I think he's going to get the spot. If you go by the spot by the official that's standing down here, he's got it.
He's got it.
He only needed the length of a football. That's good enough for a first down, guys.
He's got it. There it is.
So we're down to 4 minutes to go. And they've got to go quite a ways. First and 10 from the 47. And off to Chaz Robinson, breaks the tackle and Picks up about 5 as he's down near the 47-yard line of Lake Taylor.
All Moran hands it off to number 25.
Got to be a little bit of urgency, fellas.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say they've got to get back in that huddle and get things going here.
You got 2 opponents. You got Lake Taylor and the clock.
They still have 2 timeouts remaining here in the final 3:24. Second down and about 4 for the Phantoms. Kobe Goodwin off the right side, inside the 45 to about the 44. He'll be about a yard shy of the first down. We'll be down to 3 minutes here in a minute. Third down now and short.
All Moran hands it off to number 38, Colby Goodwin.
We'll be down to 3 minutes in a minute.
44. Third down and a yard for the Phantoms.
That's a quick minute, Mike.
2:50 to go. Clock still running. Got to have some urgency here, fellas. Pitches to Colby Goodwin on a sweep to the left. Gets away from one. Look out. If he gets outside, no. He's down at the 20-yard line. Excellent run by Colby Goodwin.
He got some good interference on the left side, but Colby made a nice cut where there was a seam that allowed him to take it downfield. Let's watch the replay. He gets a good pitch. Here's a nice block by Robinson. Look at that seam right there. Outside of him, he had a nice push block, and he was able to cut up field. And that could be huge for the Phantoms here with 2:20 left in the game. And, guys, we're going to have some players of the game here.
First and 10 from the 18-yard line with 2:12 to go. Jazz Robinson up the middle, not much there as he stopped shy of the 17. A minute and 57 as the clock continues to run.
Robinson gets about a yard and a half on the play. Second down and a long 8 for the Phantoms. The ball is inside. That's Titans 18. On the stop for the Lake Taylor Titans, number 52, Taylor Army.
Here we go, second down and 9 for the Phantoms. Kobe Goodwin on a sweep to the right. Gets the ball down to near the 15-yard line, and that's it. Fellas, they need to be calling a timeout here. They're continuing to let the clock run. Like 3rd and 7 now for the Phantoms. I hope they're not relying on a field goal here, are they?
Never know. You got less than a minute to go.
There's Colby Goodwin on a sweep to the left. He gets outside.
He's got an opening.
He gets outside. He's down inside the 5.
He loses the ball.
Did he fumble the ball? Oh, please don't tell me. Nope. Phoebus has the ball.
Back. He got it back. 48 seconds to go, fellas.
And first and goal. Looks like it's first and goal at about the, 7? Look at it again.
Here's the pitch. He's got an opening once he gets outside. He's got plenty of room ahead of him.
Oh, he did lose the ball.
He got hit.
Yeah, he did.
He got nailed.
37 seconds as the clock continues to roll. First and goal for the Phantoms. Kobe Goodwin on a sweep to the right. Nothing there. Down he goes. Now the Phantoms will call timeout with 24 seconds to go. Still be second down and goal inside the, looks like about the 6-yard line.
So they got one more timeout?
They have one more timeout left. What do you want to think? The offensive and defensive players?
Yeah, a no-brainer on the offense.
Okay.
It's the defense. They've all played well. They've all played well.
As we're down to the last 24 seconds of the game here, fellas. What do you think? Are they going to have to hold that timeout to try to, if they don't score, to kick the field goal?
Yes.
They can't afford to let the clock run out, obviously.
Well, they could actually, what down is it?
It's only second down.
Second down. Yeah.
Second and goal from about the 6.
One running play.
About the 8.
They can run a run and play or an incompleted pass.
I don't think they're going to pass. They haven't been successful in the passing game at all tonight. I think they're 0 for whatever.
You know, you might have to gamble here. You're going to have all the defense is going to be up on the line.
So it comes down to second down and goal now at about the 8.
All right, here it is. They're on their feet here at Darling Stadium.
And the ball off to, looks like Chaz Robinson as he's run out of bounds inside the 5 at about the 3. So it'll be third and goal from the 3 with 19 seconds left. Hey, that same play right here would be a good one. Here's third and goal from the 3.
Saving tackle there. So here's the play before they'll obviously go for the field goal.
And they got a stacked backfield. That's Morant up the middle, and he is stopped shy of the goal line near the 1.
Timeout.
They got to call timeout.
10 seconds to go.
Now.
And it's fourth down and goal from the 1.
What do you do?
Well, you want to go into overtime, or do you want to try to win it? I tell you, I'm glad I'm up here not making that decision, because too many things can happen when you try to field goal. A bad snap, bad kick.
Chaz Robinson down there really trying to psych up that team right now. It looks like they're going for it. The field kicker's not even around. He's down here on the sidelines, and they're not even considering the tie. They're going for the win.
I'm not paid enough to make this decision.
Well, the same play up the middle would gain. They got 2 yards on that one. They only need to go 1. So here we go, fellas.
We got to go.
10 seconds to
The
go.
season.
Fourth and goal from the 1.
And I don't think you can go wide, and I don't think you can hand the ball off. I think you got to just take the quarterback and then go.
All right. Oh!
No, it's not. The play never went over. They're going to move it back 5 yards.
Illegal snap against the offense. It's a 5-yard penalty.
You got to kick the field goal. You got to kick the field goal here, guys.
They were just a little bit confused, and nobody knew what was, they weren't on the same page. You call timeout, you got to get them on the same page.
And they weren't. Brent was saying, I don't like this. They're confused. They're talking too much to one another. They're confused. And he was right.
I mean, they had a timeout to decide what they wanted to do. Now Lake Taylor will call timeout to try to freeze the kicker, as Anderson now will go in to kick to try to kick the points to tie the game up and possibly send it into overtime. So it's fourth and goal now at the 6 after the 5-yard penalty. Who you got there? I got you. That's good. Well, you got to remember too, that line's got to hold that defense, because they went through and blocked that kick last week against Hampton. So it's on everybody's mind right now that the Phoebus Phantoms line needs to hold them. So here we go. The ball looks like it's going to be marked at about the 13, so that'll be a 23-yard attempt. There's the kick. Oh, it's definitely long enough, and it's good. So at
6 seconds.
So that'll tie it up at 13 apiece with 6 seconds to go here in regulation as Eric Anderson kicks the tying field goal.
All right, Mike, take us through the, in second.
We're not in overtime yet, but we will be. We'll talk about overtime. Each team in high school will get the ball for 4 downs at the 10-yard line.
But
They'll do a coin flip at the end of regulation.
And you have your choice.
And you have your choice of offense or defense, and normally you would want to go on defense first.
Absolutely. So you know what you have to do.
That's exactly right. This will be 2 weeks in a row that Lake Taylor has gone into overtime in their game.
And ladies and gentlemen, if you weren't here at this game tonight, shame on you.
Oh, what a defensive battle this has been.
Well, if you couldn't make it to the game, at least you could watch it on Channel 48 or 22 of Verizon. Or do what? You can get on the internet.
Or you can get on the internet and watch it. But, of course, it wouldn't be live.
Wouldn't be live. We're live?
No, we're not live. We're alive, but we're not live. No.
I'm hoping I'm breathing.
This is a. Say we're live on tape.
We're live on tape, and
we're live before the tape. Right?
We taped this on November the 27th. It's Friday night, 2009.
So Anderson will kick off for the Phantoms after the field goal, and he'll probably just squib it, and that's exactly what he does. Down to about the 17 as it's picked up right there, and nothing going as he's down at the 20. There's still 2 seconds to go, and Lake Taylor will have it 1st and 10 from about their own 21-yard line. So it looks like we're heading towards overtime, guys.
If I was a betting man, I would bet. We're going to overtime.
I got it.
Well, one thing you got to be aware of, if there is a defensive foul and there's no time, they get one untimed down.
I think we ought to pick an extra player as far as the game.
Well, the game's not over yet.
Yeah, that is true, and that takes care of regulation here at Darling Stadium. At the end of regulation time, we're knotted up here 13-all as they will head to overtime. They'll have a short timeout right now where each team will get together and go over what they want to do, and then they'll do a coin flip at midfield.
A short timeout, and we'll do her.
A short timeout.
We'll go to each coach, tell them what's going on, get somebody out in the middle of the field so they can flip the coin.
I'm gonna have a blue Christmas with the Phantom. I'm gonna have a blue Christmas with a championship.
The score remains tied after each team has had the ball.
Send in your request, ladies and gentlemen. I promise I'll stop.
If the Phantoms are lucky enough to come out of this game with the win, we'll be back here again Saturday.
Christmas and it's not even Thanksgiving yet. Why are you doing that?
Why am I singing? Thanksgiving was yesterday. Your hat's on wrong.
Oh, I got it backwards.
Thanksgiving was yesterday. It's over
right.
with.
There's turkey.
Watch it.
Right here.
Watch it. Watch it.
I got to run that bike.
So Eric Anderson's field goal with 6 seconds to go in the regulation tied it up at 13 apiece.
Did you guys have a good Thanksgiving?
Wasn't bad.
I always have a good Thanksgiving week with my sister and with my family. And we had two, it's going to sound silly, two, I guess you call them regularly cooked turkeys. And one, what's that one where you fry it in the big pot and you burn the house down and everything? Yeah, had one of those, had a spiral ham and had all the trimmings and everything else that went with it. It was really nice.
Well, I had a good chance to go over to Suffolk and with Brent Musgrove's family. His daughter,
I'm sorry.
His daughter invited me over. What do you mean you're sorry? You're sorry? Did you hear what he said? He said he was sorry that I went over.
No, I saw you had to go with Brent.
He said I went with you over to
his family
daughters and he said he was sorry.
His family's all right to go with. You should have left him at home.
He's the one that did the turkey. You ought to taste that turkey.
No, I know Brent's. Brent has a reputation for cooking, period.
Yeah, here's the coin flip. Let's see what happens. Like he's giving Lake Taylor the option I think Phoebus had won the toss.
I think they did too and decided to defend.
Yes. So the Phoebus Phantoms win the toss and they will defend the overtime period first, as we will be going at the east end of the stadium.
You know they're going to give the ball to little number 2. What's his name?
His name is Darian Walton. Darian Walton, a
Walls.
5'8", 170-pound junior.
Walls is the quarterback, and Walton is the running back.
Number 2. 5'7", 170 pounds.
Oh, I got him for 5'8".
He shrunk.
He's probably 5'6".
Grant stood next to him, so he knows.
The 10-yard line.
So here we go, first and goal from the 10 to start the overtime period, as Lake Taylor will be on the offense first. Walls has come back from the injury that he sustained late in the fourth quarter.
That's good to see. I'm glad he's all right.
Bad injury.
Got the back split in the backfield this time. It's pitched to Walton, and he gets down near the 5-yard line. A good gain of almost 5 yards on the play. Is that the first time we've seen them split the backs in the backfield?
Yeah, I haven't seen that, but because they've been in the veer and the I formation, but they're trying to just give the ball to
Walton.
number 2 and let him pick a seam and find a spot and see if he can get through.
And he's good at picking those seams. He's done that all night long.
The second down now from the 5. Again, Walton up the middle.
Nothing up there. He might pick up
picked up a
yard.
couple of yards. He's down near looks like he's down at least to the 3. Pick up a 2 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and goal from the 3. It's Walton. It's a little bit of Walton and a whole lot more of Walton right now.
Yeah.
Big play here. Defensively, a big play.
It is, because he's gotten, 8 yards, 7 yards in 2 rushes. That's 3.5 yards per rush.
And he got 5 yards on that first whack. So here we go, 3rd down and goal from the 3. Walls back, now takes off around the right side and rolls around and scores.
He gets in.
So Walls, after a spin move, is able to get across the goal line and put Lake Taylor up by 6.
They made that look easy, guys.
Morales will come in now to attempt the extra point for Lake Taylor.
That did look kind of easy, didn't it? Now, he missed his first extra point attempt.
Yes.
This young man can kick the ball.
Yes, he can.
Snap, the kick is up. No good. Far right again as he missed the extra point. Maybe I jinxed him,
Let's hope.
Hey, think about it, guys. The Phoebus still has to score a touchdown here, so they will have the ball now for their
Here's the center. It's a good center. It's a good set. He came on it good.
He just pushed it to the right again. He did that the last time.
He did. Didn't look like he slipped or anything. He just kind of got his body angled at the wrong place.
So 19-13 is the score. Now the Phantoms have the ball for 4 downs to try to get in the score. 1st and goal. Isn't this what they call the elephant formation last year?
That's what Bill D called it.
Bobby Goodwin around the left end. He's hit and hit again, and he's inside the 10 down to what maybe the 7 or 6 or 7. Let's see where they end up marking him going out of bounds. Looks like they're going to mark it at about the 6, so a gain of 4. 2nd down and goal from the 6 now.
You notice there was no whiteout at all that time.
No, none at all.
11 ball players for Lake Taylor was within 3.5 yards of that line of scrimmage.
Well, there's no guesswork here, guys. Phoebus is not going to throw the ball. They're going to run it. Lake Taylor knows that, and they're playing the run.
And they'll probably come this way this time. Nope. Goodwin up the middle. He's inside the 5, and he's just shy of the goal line.
Ooh, I thought
Looks like he's down at about the 1 or inside the 1. That was close.
Yes, it was.
About inside the 1. That's right. And they're not even going to go into a huddle. They're going to line up right here. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Straight up the middle, touchdown.
You got it.
So they're an extra point away from going home, guys. Morant takes the ball up the middle, scores the touchdown.
Let's go, baby! Let's go!
There is the replay. I agree with that, guys. Absolutely. And here's the extra point coming up. Extra point could win it for the Phantoms.
That's what I
They got 11 on the field. Here's the snap. It's down. The kick is up, and it is
good. Put them up.
There is a flag down, guys. The officials behind the goalpost never gave a signal.
Yeah, the reason they didn't because it was
offside against Lake Taylor.
If
so wait a minute now. If the kick was good, it should be over.
We have a penalty against the Lake Taylor Titans.
There was never a call by the refs on whether the kick was. Did he just call it? Okay, he just called it no good.
Okay, so either way, we're going to try it again because offside on Lake Taylor.
Let's go.
The snap, the hold, the kick. It's up.
There you go. That's the game.
The Phoebus Phantoms in overtime have defeated the Lake Taylor Titans 20-19 as the.
Wait for whistles.
All right, let's give the players the game, Paul.
Well, you just saw him. Bob.
No doubt about it.
The player of the game, Eric Anderson, 2 field goals and the key extra point to win it for the Phantoms and give them the regional championship. Congratulations to Eric Anderson, who just scored 5 points in this game today. Excuse me, 7 points in this game, 8 points.
Are we just going to go with one or going with 2?
Well, you got to go with the other one, too.
We got to go with 2, and that's going to be Chaz Robinson, who just played everywhere on offense and defense and just put his heart into tonight's game. And, guys, this is one of the best defensive games. But like last year, it was defense in the first half and then a little bit more offense in this second half. And it came down to the one kick.
That's right. The one kick by Eric Anderson that kicked the field goal.
You can sing, hey.
No. Oh, my goodness. So next week here at Darling Stadium, presumably at in the afternoon, early afternoon next Saturday, either 1 or 2 o'clock. Not sure exactly. The time will be determined. It should be. That's right. They will be playing right here. The Central Region champs will be coming down here next Saturday to play the Phoebus Phantoms in the state semifinal as the Phantoms continue the winning streak, folks, and will continue on and go right on down to the state semifinals next Saturday afternoon here at Darling Stadium.
And, Mike, I think we can say that this has probably been the toughest game for the Phantoms all year long.
Oh, no doubt. That defense for Lake Taylor, they can't hang their heads because they played a great game defensively. And offensively, in all honesty,
they
2
played
plays.
a good game.
I mean, 2 plays. They were 2 for 4 in passing, 2 for 2 in the second half for 80 yards, and it pretty much set up both of their scores. Again, the final score here at Darling Stadium was the Phoebus Phantoms 20, the Lake Taylor Titans 19, as the Phantoms are the Eastern Region champions here at Darling Stadium.
Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching LSC Local Sports Channel tonight, November the 27th, 2009, from Darling Stadium. My name is Paul Rowe, along with Mike Hauser. We've had Bob Hintz up here and Brent Musgrove. From all of us here, happy Thanksgiving past, and we'll see you at the next game.
That's right.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Zooms. We're proud to have David Allen and Zoom sponsoring us again this year. Zooms, with locations throughout the peninsula to serve you. By Kelly's Tavern, family dining with 2 locations on the peninsula. Port Warwick off Jefferson Avenue in Newport News, and their newest location on Coliseum Drive at Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. And by Tidewater Team Sports, located at 11839B Cannon Boulevard in Oyster Point, Newport News. Tidewater Team Sports is your one-stop sports headquarters for screen printing, embroidery, uniforms, and apparel. Call 594-0411 and talk to David Chubb or Terry McNamara. And in part by Beach Hardware, located at 1951 East Pembroke Avenue in the Buckrow Shopping Center. Beach Hardware is your friendly local hardware store with everything you need to maintain your home, both inside and out. And by Eric Thompson, Realtor. Contact Eric to buy or sell a home or property. Give Eric a call at 685-3127 or email him at eric@findhrhomes.com. And by Park Lawn Wood Funeral Home, located at 2551 North Armistead Avenue. They've been serving Peninsula families since 1909. And by our newest sponsor, Coliseum Central. Coliseum Central is located right in the heart of Hampton Roads between Armistead Avenue and I-64. More than 700 friendly businesses wait to serve you in one compact and convenient location. Coliseum Central. Get centered.